And your source for esports racing is live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Full Velocity Racing Network, live today in the Charlotte Motor Speedway. But wait a minute. This is asphalt, and this is NR 2003. Well, it's completely different than we've done here last week or so, as we've been at Charlotte quite a bit on the dirt here on the network, but we are very happy to come back to home base back in NR 2003 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Hobo Racing, Voiles Trucking Cup Series action coming your way tonight live, and happy to have you all aboard this evening live via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Phil LaCasse here, along with my broadcast partner, Mr. Too Tall Todd, standing alongside me tonight, and Todd, an awesome night for racing. Back here at the Hobo Racing League, a place we are going to be calling home very much well through the next probably like couple of months here on a Tuesday night. So always good to come over here and play. But the Charlotte Motor Speedway, a track that, you know, is very famous in lore. Usually a very tricky racetrack, any lead that comes out here. I think we're going to see a really good race tonight. But I'm ready to rock. How about yourself?
I'm definitely ready to rock and roll here tonight, Phil, and I'm circling Hobo on my calendar on Tuesday nights. I think everybody else out there at Full Velocity Racing Network land should circle their calendar and come watch the Hobo Racing League. And I got to thank big thanks out to Kathy Voiles and Brian Voiles of Voiles Trucking for sponsorship here in the NASCAR 2003 community for Hobo, for us here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Big thanks go out to those guys. Visit Voiles Trucking right on Facebook Live. I'm stoked for this series, Phil. I've been waiting to get back to NASCAR 2003. I was just mentioning off air that it is fun to finally get back in the NASCAR 2003 community. We've been doing a lot of iRacing dirt, a lot of different things going on in our forefront of things. We're rather busy, but it's starting to slow down here coming to the summer months, especially on the dirt track scene in iRacing. So it is great to be back over in NASCAR 2003, where we made our bread and butter.
Yeah, absolutely right. It's always good to come home and come back and do what you love to do, and that is exactly right. Being here tonight, Hobo Racing, here for the Hobo Racing Voiles Trucking Cup Series. Got to thank the guys over at Voiles Trucking, Kathy and Brian Voiles, all the crew they got over there. Thank them for all the support they not only give to us, but to all of sim racing as a whole. They really do give back. They are great people. Check them out today on Facebook over at Voiles Trucking. But Todd, ready to rock and roll here for a 120-lap main event tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. So what do you say? Without further ado, let's throw this thing trackside. Let's pay homage to this great nation, the United States of America, and the playing of our national anthem. Back here live on your source for esports racing, the Full Velocity Racing Network, live tonight in Charlotte. Crowd about to get onto the grid here in probably the next 15 seconds or so. So it's a good time to thank our sponsors out here that make the network go round. They're going to say hello to the folks at Voiles Trucking, Kathy and Brian Voiles. Also a big hello to our buddy Tyler over at Hannibal Record Service, the official caution flag sponsor of the Full Velocity Racing Network. Also going to thank Jeff Brown over to iRacing iFlag. And for all the iRacers out there, you're going to head over to iRacingIFlag.com. Get yourself one of those pit telemetry widgets or iFlag stuff. They make a great addition to your sim racing rig. iRacingIFlag.com is where you find them. Also, we're going to throw in also a big shout out to our buddies over at BladeNode.com. You need web hosting, VPS servers, dedicated servers, simple web solutions powered by nerds. It is BladeNode.com. Check those guys out, Sam Perry and Vlad. They're great guys over there. Also, a big thank you to Scott Bargloff, South Texas Speedway. Great track run there. The place to race in Corpus Christi, Texas. Check them out today. SouthTXSpeedway.com. Also, our buddy Jake Keel over at Monstar Productions. Give him a like as well on Facebook. Also, a big shout to our Full Throttle with the Gent, TDR Racing League, Hard Motorsports, Evil One Graphics, Trash Panda Graphics. Let's go trackside for tonight's command.
Drivers, start your engines.
And we bring in an amazing field of race cars to life tonight. We've got, looks like 37 starters on the field. So I think we'll jump right into tonight's starting lineup. On the pole will be car number 73 of Herman Reese alongside the number 113 of Caleb Lingle. In row number 2, the number 029 of Keela Julis, last week's winner. And alongside the number 77 is Kevin Roy. In row number 3, the legend of the board, the number 03, that is Danny Hardy to his outside. In the number 11, looking to bounce back after a tough one last week, that is Steve Grant. Jason San Diego rolls off next aboard car 22 with Maverick alongside in row number 4. Row 5, we find Jeff Fugate and Harry Codian. Keith McLean, Wiley King in row 6, Brian Voiles. Brett Carter making up row number 7, Ricky Bumbelow, Rich Napick, Eddie Rayleigh, Steve Rubino, Matt Stern, Troy Donahue making up the balance of the top 20. 21st, we find Manny Diaz with Danny Rubino's number 44 rolling off 22nd. Roger Neville, 6 number 51, rolls off 23rd with Mike Hopkinson, Duke Sorensen, Clifton Ashley, Everett Lynch, Brendan Spadafora, Ron Simpson, and Ralph Pauly rounding out our top 30. 31st tonight will be H.B. Hardy. Ricky Johnson aboard the number 93 starts 32nd. Bob Gibson, Richard Fenkel, Pushrod Bob Becker, Daniel Dupuis, and Randy Smith, our 37-car field. They're off of turn number 3 and 4. They're working their way to the trial. And for the first time tonight, the iRacing I flag, green flag, comes up in the air. We are racing off at a turn number 1, Todd.
Yeah, racing off into turn number 1, and oh man, what a race it's going to be as the number 73 of Herman Reese leads the charge down into the corner. The number 113 machine of Caleb Lingle running in that second spot. Third is Kilojoules aboard that 029 machine. They're starting to get single file down the back straight away. Herman Reese leading the way.
Herman Reese going to lead him off in a turn 1. Caleb Lingle right there in that second spot and looking for last week's winner. Car number 029, Kilojoules there, going to look to make something happen once again this week. Started off tonight in the third spot. He's going to look to maybe run for second. Down the front straightaway, right in the tire tracks there of Caleb Lingle. Caleb over the back bumper of Herman Reese. There, 3 cars on a blanket. Call that 4. Kevin Roy is going to join the race in the Coors Light machine off of 2.
Down to the bottom side goes Caleb Lingle. That's a battle for the race lead between the number 73 of Reese and Lingle. Lingle able to take over that top spot from Herman Reese. Reese drop kicked back to that second spot here. And again, open setups here, Phil. The way of the land is Charlotte. And you're going to see some different comers and goers as yellow flag number 1. Going to fly out on the field here at Charlotte at the Hobo Racing League.
Yeah, Hannibal Record Service caution flag number 1 of the night. And it comes out right on lap number 2. And I believe involved here may be the Diaz Auto Glass car number 710. Manny Diaz getting a little piece of the action over there. Looks like in turn number 3. Looks like he may have had a little bit of help. Looks like somebody coming shooting into the corner. Maybe go off the racetrack, but I'm not going to tell you about it. I'm going to let my brother Todd take a look at it here with our Full Velocity Instant Replay, sponsored by our friends at BladeNode.com, where if you use promo code FVRN, you will get 25% off your first month or yearly subscription purchase. Check them out today. Simple web solutions powered by nerds. Our friends over at BladeNode.com. Todd, what do you got for replay? I already know. The 710 of Manny Diaz had a little bit of help there from, I couldn't tell the car number there, but I believe it may have been the 112 Eddie Rayleigh that may have been involved.
Manny Diaz in the, like you said, the Diaz Auto Glass sponsor machine, and it was indeed the 59 of Duke Sorensen. He hits the bottom of the apron, propels Manny up into the outside wall. A lot of damage as he hits the nose first with the 710, comes back down the track. Collects another driver and a lot of hard hitting to the wall here as Duke Sorensen going around also in a knot. The 93 of Ricky Johnson around, the 87 around. I mean, there's a lot of damaged cars here early on in the going. Is the 30 just making his way through that carnage that was going on there, Phil. So a lot of heavy hits to the wall. The 93 Ricky Johnson, man, he's been is back. It's just off really, really bad. Same way with Manny Diaz and that number 710 machine. The front end messed up, the rear end messed up. I mean, there's a lot of subcompact cars out there.
Yeah, there really is a lot of tore-up carnage race cars as we work lap number 4 under the caution flag here. Brought to you by our friends at Hanover Wrecker Service. Check out our buddy Tyler Blankenship today over on Facebook. Hanover Wrecker Service, he does a lot of great things, not only for us, but like so many, a very big member of our iRacing dirt community. Tyler Blankenship, a great guy, does so much for a lot of people out there in sim racing. So you got to take care of those who support sim racing and real racing as a whole. And Tyler Blankenship over at Hanover Wrecker Service does quite that. So once again, Hanover Wrecker Service over on Facebook, or also if you live in the West Virginia area, need a tow, check those guys out. They will take care of you, and I believe they also have work going on at an all-new service shop, too. So they're going to be a one-stop place there, Todd. They'll only get your car towed in, but they'll fix it, too.
Yeah, definitely Tyler Blankenship. And he's been going to some classes there, Phil. If you've been following him on Facebook, Hanover Record Service, just watch him. He's I think he was taking the class 4 out of 5 there for record service, and I'm meaning to look a little bit more into that because it's rather interesting to see, because I got some buddies in the towing business up here in upstate New York that used to sponsor my race car, now sponsor my local track. It's interesting to see those types of businesses grow and how they start from the ground and start maybe with just a few records and just keep growing and growing and growing. And I know my buddy here in upstate New York just made a repair shop too. So it's the same way. Watching Tyler grow, fantastic. Hanover Record Service, thank you for coming aboard as a sponsorship here on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
Yeah, they absolutely do so much for us, as all of our sponsors do. Of course, you come over here to Hobo, and you got to talk about our buddy Brendan the Gent, Brendan Spadafora. You got to check out his podcast that goes on over on YouTube a couple times a week. He'll throw up there. It's called Full Throttle with the Gent. If you've already subscribed to Brendan the Gent on YouTube, you're in the right place. But if you haven't done so yet, go over on YouTube, look up Brendan the Gent, or look up his show, Full Throttle with the Gent. It is absolutely awesome. It covers a lot of NASCAR Sprint Cup Series news, or Sprint Cup Monster Energy Cup Series news. Wow, Sprint Cup, that has been around for a couple of years. Where'd that one come from? But he covers a lot of great stuff. Very entertaining and insightful. And when that guy goes off on a rant, it is just absolutely gold. So check him out today. Full Throttle with the Gent over on YouTube, as we have the top 10 up on the screen. We'll give you the top 10 as we get back here. Looks like we're going to get one to go this time by Caleb Lingo leading Herman Reese. Keela Julis, Kevin Roy, Steve Grant, your current top 5, with Danny Hardy running in 6th. Jason San Diego running 7th. Jeff Fugate in for 8th. Maverick is running 9th. Harry Codian running out our top 10. Harry's a guy, if we look back over the years of our history, Todd, here back in NR 2003, Harry Codian is a guy who's always run really, really good here in Charlotte. I expect that 13 car to be a player here tonight.
Yeah, definitely expect Harry Codian to be a player here in that number 13 machine. Man, we've seen a lot of races over the years with him and how fast he has been at Charlotte, so don't count him out here this evening. And he's going to lurk in the shadows probably most of this event, but when it counts, he is going to be up towards the front of this field. First, you got to survive these big type of shows, these big type of fields that are going on out there, Phil, because you know mistakes happen, and in a blink of an eye, your night is done. But I tell you what, kudos to NASCAR 2003 still, and kudos to Hobo Racing. I mean, the field here, outstanding field, and it's each and every week here. I can't believe how many cars are still racing out there, how many drivers are still racing in the NASCAR 2003 community. Kudos to a 16-year-old sim. We can't talk about that enough, Phil. It's 16 years old, still going pretty strong here. Man, that's amazing.
Yeah, you got to think. There's so many great leagues that are still out there in it. Of course, leagues like Hobo, my home league, TDR Racing League, but you look to other leagues we've covered over the years like FTF Racing League, our friends over at Fast Racing, what a great product over there. We're going to see our friends at AS Racing NR 2003 coming up this Thursday. We'll talk more about that event. But Todd, we're going back to Green Flag Racing. iRacing, iFlag, Green Flag returns to the air on lap number 7. Caleb Lingo, our new race leader, he's going to tow the field off for the first time in turn number 1.
And Caleb Lingo doing a fantastic job there in the 113 machine. Gets a tad bit loose over there in the corner there, Phil. So Herman Reese says, oh, man, he about slapped the wall there in the 113 machine. So Reese right there on his rear bumper, though. 29 kilojoules running in that 3rd spot. Kevin Roy right now running 4th, and Steve Grant still running in the 5th position. So we're going down through the field here. Nice battle going on between the 03 machine of Danny Hardy and the 22 of Jason San Diego. Is the 22 right now holding on to the 7th position, but that was the battle that was going on between the 03 and the 22, Phil, as we're on lap number 8 of 120.
Yeah, and I'm watching the 03 of Danny Hardy, that Racing with Jesus Camaro that's out there. And Danny, a legend, a guy who's probably won more laps at Charlotte than we even can remember us ever doing. And I think a veteran like him knows, let these guys, don't hold them up as he lets Fugate go by. He let San Diego go by there a lap ago. But, I think he's a guy who knows I'm going to let them go out there, maybe let them burn their stuff up. I'm going to run my pace of my race, and I think that what makes a guy like Danny Hardy so successful over the years. That guy has won dozens and hundreds of races, multiple championships, one of the nicest guys you will find out there in the community. Took a sabbatical for a couple of years after a horrific accident that really took him away from this game. But so good to see a guy like him, such a gentleman class act, and really good to see himself back there on the racetrack. Currently running now, last time by, in the 8th position, car number 03, Danny Hardy. As we work over now into turns number 3 and 4. Caleb Lengo still leading Harmon Reese and Kayla Julis. How about the 11 car of Steve Grant now up to 4th? He's a guy, Todd, badly looking to rebound after an early exit there last week in Kansas.
He definitely had an early exit, did the 11 of Steve Grant. That was tough there for the Speedland number 11 machine. He's right now working in 4th, holding on to the top 5. A Trans Am aboard that number 11 machine. Had not seen one of those in a very, very long time. And running in that 4th spot, doing a fantastic job. Getting a tad bit loose over there. The 77 of Roy right there to the rear bumper of him. As Roy now going to peek out of line. Looks like he's going to try to get around the number 11 of Grant down the back straightaway. But tucks back in line now behind Grant. So not really forcing the issue here early. That's what you want to see here. As there's still plenty of laps left here. As we got about 108 laps left, Phil. So you don't really want to push the issue here early and end up out of the race like Steve Grant was last week. He wants to really, really roll and ride around and try to get points. Good points night is where you want to be.
Absolutely right. And keep an eye on that Trans Am, man. Nice vibrant Trans Am. Steve Grant, number 11. As we have, looks like Carnage maybe a little bit happened behind Todd. You caught something there I didn't see. Go back and show him. What did you see back there?
Well, it was Harry Codian. He got loose on the line there, and he saved it, Phil. I mean, that was a great save by Harry Codian in that 13 machine. Got to catch it out of the corner of my eye. I'm not going to be able to do an instant replay. Well, now yellow flag's going to come out. Yellow flag out there on the field. Hanover Record Service yellow flag. So maybe I'll get some time to show you what happened there. But Harry Codian with probably the save of the race so far. We'll keep track of that one.
All right. Well, Todd, Hanover Record Service caution flag number 2 finds us on the speedway now on lap number 13. And I believe we may have a selfie on our hands here. I believe going into, that was turn number 3. I believe it's our old friend aboard car number 87. Hopefully not texting and driving. Everett Lentz went down there in the 3rd turn and looks like he just lost the back end and around he went. And I think he may have caught Ron Simpson on the way by. I'm not quite so sure. Todd's got more looks than I do. Allows us to have a BladeNote.com Full Velocity Racing Network instant replay. Todd, take it away. I think it's a selfie for Everett Lentz.
You're indeed right there, Phil, as the 87 of Everett Lentz, the McDonald's sponsor machine, all by a selfie. He goes around in and out there, backs it into the wall, so that Ford Mustang, no longer a Ford Mustang, that's a Ford Pinto out there. And that number 87 of Everett Lentz, down, backs it into the wall, comes back down the track just a tad bit. The 93 also of Ricky Johnson went around a tad bit there, Phil, too, as he was trying to miss the wreck. And, of course, he has no back end anyway. So he has no downforce, no rear downforce, and that's what happened to Ricky Johnson, too. That's why you see him driving by in reverse, as he went around all by himself, too, because he hit the brakes to try to not hit Everett Lentz.
No, well, thankfully, Judy is over here in the YouTube chat telling me, Todd, nope, Everett's not chatting, but I think he will be now because I think that little Ford Pinto he's got now, I think, is loaded up on the old flatbed. Looks like Everett Lentz going to join Manny Diaz out of the race here, so 37 cars starting the event. We're going to have 35 left out there as Everett Lentz and Manny Diaz will look like they're behind the wall. Looks like both their nights are done. So if I know Everett at all, he's probably going to be over here on YouTube any minute mixing it up with us. And yep, just as I say that, just killed it, he says. Yep. Hello, Everett. Not the way I want to see you there, brother, but selfies happen, and it happened to our buddy. as we continue to work under the yellow flag for the second time tonight here on lap number 15, looks like a lot of our front runners have come down toward pit road, and that looks like it may hand the lead over to car number 13 of Harry Cody. I don't believe Harry had come in at all, and I believe also the number 6 car of Rich Knappick may have also stayed out. He currently scored second on the racetrack. I believe Ralph Pauly may be running in the third spot. Rich Rod Bob Becker, I believe, when timing and scoring recycles back through, I believe that is going to be our top 5, because all of our race leaders, Todd, with Herman Reese and Caleb Blingo, Keila Julis, everybody that was out there from first all the way back to about 17th or 18th, all coming toward pit side. So now you see these cars, that some of them that stayed out, making their way back down pit road. The 17 in, Rich Fankel is in, Harry Cody in, pits his way on the lead. But Rich Knappick is going to stay out and lead some laps. So Todd and I have got some really, really interesting facts about our buddy Rich Knappick. You ready for this one?
Go ahead and shoot there, Phil. We want to hear about it.
This is going to be great, because I was talking to Rich. There was a big contingent of Hobo drivers and our 2003 buddies. They all met up this past weekend at Wall Stadium to check out the NASCAR Whalen Modified Tour race. What was over there? Guys like Brendan Spadafora, the Rubino family, Steve and Bino, Danny Rubino were over there. Our old friend Bobby Farrell from TDR Racing League, he was out there as well. Rich Knappick was also down there. Those guys all sat and watched the race together. Also, Frank Brodowski, I believe, was there as well. But those guys all sat together and watched the race. And I got to tell you, I'm a big Doug Coby fan. 5-time Whelen Modified Tour champion. I followed Doug's career from his inception back in the day in the late 90s, running late models at Stafford Motor Speedway. Big Doug Coby fan myself. Rich Knappick, a huge Doug Coby fan, what these guys tell me. Humongous. I hope he's listening. Rich Knappick, we have that in common. Not only are we Connecticut brothers there, but we are the biggest Doug Coby fans out there. I say that in tongue-in-cheek, Todd, because I was told by Steve he's not a Coby fan, and when Coby wrecked on Saturday, he jumped up and saluted. I'm going to tell you, Rich Knappick's a big, big Doug Coby fan. Don't let anybody else tell you different.
See, not knowing the NASCAR wheeling side of things there, Phil, of course, I'm in the middle of dirt country. You've been down here a time or two, and it's interesting to hear the stories that you guys have, the NASCAR wheeling, the Modified Tour, and different things that go on there up in the Northeast. Of course, we do have some tracks, of course, like Utica Rome. That's where Richie Evans was from, that area. But I didn't get to see the asphalt side of things growing up. It's interesting to hear all these different comments, different things going on that I don't know anything about. So, I don't even know who that driver was you were mentioning, Phil. So that's bad. That's bad.
5-time Whelen Modified Tour champion in Doug Coby. Does a great job. Was running really good the other day until a wreck took him out. The race was ultimately won by another Stafford Motor Speedway alum, Mr. Woody Pitcat, a guy whose career I also followed there from the very beginning back in the days. But Doug Coby, a guy, Todd, really talented. The first time he went out in a car, now you can appreciate this in a local short track. Guy jumped in his very first season, rattled off 7 wins in 15 races. I mean, I don't care who you are. If that is your first time out there, you win 7 times. You have a load of talent. I really firmly believe this guy was good talent enough to go down south, have a really good ride. But he's got family business up here in the Northeast that he did not want to lead. Most, very much alike the late, great Mr. Teddy Christopher. He was a lot of the same way. All the talent in the world would not leave home, would not abandon the family business to go, chase off dreams of either the old Busch Series or the Cup Series, whatever. But Doug Coby, a guy with a world of talent that the NASCAR fans out there may know nothing about, but a 5-time Whelen champion. That's an impressive number. I don't care what series you run.
See, I like the guys like Superman Matt Shepard over here in the Super Dirt Series in New York. That's why we say you could appreciate somebody that can go out there and win quite a bit. He's on a rail as of late, too. He just drives really, really well, local short tracks, but following the series is different stuff going on. So I kind of can compare that to a certain extent. Again, asphalt versus dirt, that's a little bit different, but we're going back green flag racing here at Hobo Racing League, And we have the number 11 of Steve Grant out front this time, Phil. That Speedland number 11 machine with the number 23, the John Deere number 23. That's Maverick running in the second spot. Herman Reese running third. So a little bit of change up front. Different strategies down on pit road.
Yes, there was, but Herman Reese, the first car off of pit road. It might have been Steve Grant and Maverick are both the first cars off of pit road, so maybe a 2-tire work for those guys, putting that Cadillac in the 73 Herman Reese back to third. But Steve Grant, Todd, he's a guy who was really having a really good solid season, up in the top 5 in the point standings. that last place finish at Kansas really, really hurt him last week, but there's still a lot of racing left to go. We're going to see, not only 8 more races for the rest of the regular season, but we are going to see the entire 10-race chase we're going to have. All 10 races going to be live on the Full Velocity Racing Network airwaves. We are very stoked for that. So Steve Grant's a guy we're going to follow here for the next couple of months there, Todd. I believe he is going to be one of those guys come chase time. He's going to be really tough.
Yeah, definitely going to be really tough there, Phil. What do you guys out there on YouTube think about that? All 10 races of the chase now going to be live on Full Velocity Racing Network. We're glad to be partnered with Hobo and Brian and Kathy Voiles, Voiles Trucking, and those guys coming aboard, man, supporting the sim racing community. But we enjoy doing this, and it's going to be great to be back in our heyday on the Full Velocity Racing Network, visiting these guys each and every time. And like you said, we're going to take advice. We got the top 10 widget out there. What else would you guys like to see here on the Full Velocity Racing Network? We're going to leave it up to the fans. We got a battle for the lead. Maverick taking over the lead from Steve Grant in that number 11 machine. So we got battling going on. Killer Jules now moves into the 3rd spot. He gets around Herman Reese.
He sure did. Herman walked up the hill, and that allows Kayla to get underneath in the 029. That may also open the door for Caleb Lingo in the 113. He had the lead on our most recent yellow flag. He's going to look to the low side of Herman, but Herman not going to give him much room down there at all. Kind of pitching him down off a second turn. Caleb Lingo makes sure his hand up high as they head toward 3.
Heading towards turn number 3. Killer Jules already to the rear bumper of the number 11 now of Steve Grant as he's trying to get around Steve Grant, trying to move into that 2nd spot as he looks down to the bottom side here to Steve Grant. Side-by-side battle. That's not going to last long. Put Killer Jules to 2nd.
Yeah, that 029, man. That guy is always fast wherever you see him run, and undoubtedly going to be a guy. Won here last week, and I think he's on the short list again here tonight to run good here in Charlotte. I mean, that entire team, the PPR2 team, Keila Julis, Keith McLean, I know is also a member of that team. I believe both Danny and HB Hardy are part of that team. That is a mix of guys, Todd. You want to talk about fast drivers with a load of talent. The PPR2 team really, really good, and Keila Julis going to fly that banner proud. He's going to run 2nd. Maverick, Chris Waters Maverick there, the race leader, number 23. He's going to hold on, but for how long? He's got 29 car back there, 3 car lengths, headed on the back chute toward turn 3.
Yeah, Caleb Lingo was able to get around Herman Reese. Now the number 11 of Steve Grant goes down to the bottom of the track there, Phil. Just getting out of the way of the faster drivers. His gamble not playing off here, but look at the 113 of Caleb Lingo up to the 4th spot as of right now. Going to have to chase down the number 11 of Steve Grant. I mean, these guys actually flying around here, I'm telling you. The 23 machine, I shouldn't say Steve Grant, Caleb Lingo up to 3rd. He got around Steve Grant for that matter. But Killer Jules trying to chase down Maverick in that number 23 machine. Good to see him out front there too, Phil.
It really is. Maverick's a really good driver as well. We've known Maverick for a couple of years. Guy who's always very consistent. Won a couple of races on the airwaves here over the years, and he leads now aboard car number 23. Keila Jules there for 2nd. Caleb Lingo currently 3rd. Herman Reese now up to 4th with Kevin Roy in the top 5. Jeff Fugate and Jason San Diego, those guys have made their way around Steve Grant, as has Danny Hardy, Keith McLean, Wiley King. Steve Grant, Todd, who restarted the last one on the lead in a mere 10 laps. I think it's going to show you what tires do tonight. Last time by, Steve Grant was scored all the way back in 15th at almost 6 seconds behind our race leader. Tires going to be at a big premium here. You know who's got him right now? Keila Jules got 4 on there, and he's going to battle Maverick for the race lead down in turn 1.
Yeah, battling Maverick for the race lead. Keila Jules going to take over the race lead for the 23 John Deere of Maverick. Maverick now going to drop back to the 2nd spot, top 10 up on the screen. We're trying to display that as much as we can, so you know where the top 10 are running. Obviously, the ticker will tell you everybody else that's running here in the field here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, Hobo Racing, and presented by Voiles Trucking. And man, Killer Jules on some rails here tonight in the 029 machine, Phil. And man, he's just on a mission here this evening.
Yes, he is. Doing really good. And I look over here, Todd, and I look over to the Facebook Live chat as we let the pictures tell a lot of the stories here as we got a race going on now. Just up in front of Jason San Diego. Looks like Kevin Roy and Jeff Fugate going to race it out down the back chute for that 5th position. But looking over here to the Facebook Live chat, I see our old buddy Bob Tompkins over here. We see Sam Perry out here. Sam says Open Speedway still out there doing public leagues. Yes, they absolutely are. And also going to say, Sam put a comment in, Todd, to the poster of the pre-race show during our national anthem. He caught that flyover going over a dirt track. I mean, does Sam Perry miss anything? Those guys at BladeNo.com, they don't miss anything.
Yeah, definitely a flyover on the dirt track. It was I don't know why we're flying over a dirt track
Pre-recorded
over
video,
here.
Sam. That's what it's called.
Yeah, pre-recorded video. Unfortunately, that's what happens there. We could always bring back John Tuffy Stardust to sing the national anthem there, Phil. He was a popular guy, you know.
Oh, he was definitely great. We'll have to bring that one out one day just for a throwback kind of night. Get our old 96-year-old friend John Tuffy Stardust out there belting out a great rendition of the national anthem. But, yep.
Heck, we get enough star donations, Phil. We get enough star donations. We may sing the national anthem.
Oh,
tandem!
Buddy.
Woo!
Man, stars donations, we will sing the national anthem. That could be an idea, because I know we knocked Happy Birthday out of the park.
Oh, yeah.
Not
Tyler Blankenship.
Just
ask Tyler.
Yeah, I think we're going to be in for a Grammy Award with that one. So maybe if we get some really good stars donations over on the Facebook Live part of things, maybe we will do our own rendition of the national anthem. We'll probably bring a tear to everybody's eye, but none of that, because I'm sure everybody crying, thinking of us singing. Let's go back to the action here on the racetrack on lap number 31. Keila Julis now leading over Caleb Lingle's 113 car. Maverick there running to the third spot. Herman Reese. Jeff Fugate's number 9 now up in the top 5 with Kevin Roy running to the 6th spot. Jason San Diego, Danny Hardy, Keith McLean. And how about the run tonight, Todd, for Carter 66, a guy that we don't know too much about, but we're going to get to know a lot. Brett Carter's number 66 car up in the top 10. Brett having a really good race here out of the gate here, running on lap number 32.
Yeah, definitely Brett Carter having a fantastic race in that number 66 machine. Let's go back and take a look at the 66. Look at he's right back here, the best branded house down the side of that number 66 machine, and man, he's running out there all by his lonesome as of right now, Phil. Just running his own race. You know, you got to race the track first and not race the other drivers. You always race the track, and it all falls into place as the end of this one. But look at Brett Carter. It's good to see him inside the top 10.
Sure is, having a good run. Started out 14th tonight and already on lap 33. Already with 2 yellow flags in the books. Down the 66 car up into the top 10.
Woo!
But there is a
spirited
race going on right now up for the third spot. I think you even caught more hijinks back there. But I'll tell you what, Herman Reese and Jeff Fugate, they are all over the back of Maverick there over in Turbo 1 and 2. I think Maverick's doing all he can to hold those two guys behind us. Herman's going to bolt down to the inside. We got a race going on back there for the third spot, Todd, but I believe there may be something else going on the other end of the racetrack, because caution flag has found us once again. Hanover Record Service, third yellow flag of the night here on lap number 34. We'll slow the field back down here, put Todd back to work for another BladeNo.com Full Velocity Racing Network a replay, and Todd may show us off a couple of things here. And I know we praise our sponsor here tonight, Todd, Kathy and Brian Voiles. I think the Voiles Trucking Ford may also get a part of this replay. So why don't you go back and take a look at it? You may have a couple of different things to show on this one.
Well, first I wanted to show this. So there's going to be two separate replays. There's things coming up on the screen here, but there's going to be two separate replays here. The one I said, hang on to her buddy. Another great save. This one by Kevin Roy in the 77, that Coors Light Ford Mustang, and you can watch him just step out here. The rear end steps out, and kudos to the 03 of Hardy. Just giving him the space. The 77 again steps out again. Kevin Roy ends up pounding the outside wall, hangs on to her. So that was the first incident. That's why I said hang on to her buddy over there, Kevin Roy. So I'll go back and see what's happening to Brian Voiles and those things here, Phil. Just give me a second.
All right, let Todd go to work down there. But, yeah, definitely. I think Brian may have had some contact with somebody. I don't believe it was Brian Voiles' fault, but I saw that 68 car took a wild ride over there. And I also think it may have been Duke Sorensen that may have also got a piece of this. I think it may have happened right where those guys were, or Duke got into it in the aftermath. But you'll have more to show here, I know, Todd. Go back there, look at that Voiles Trucking number 68 Ford, our buddy Brian Voiles. I'll let you go back there for part 2 of our Full Velocity Instant Replay here.
So there's going to be a couple things here, Phil. This starts with the snuggle. The 51 Rogers Nibblestick.
Not Roger.
We're going to snuggle it up here. We're going to get cozy. We're going to get Snuggles, you know, I don't know, the teddy bear. He gets up into the wall. He snuggles with the wall. all the way down the straightaway here. And I think people behind him absolutely thinking, oh, my word, he's going to come back down the track. He's going to hit us. And, okay, so we had an evasive maneuver. It looks like the 61 car. I could be wrong. The 61, it looks like. It's hard to see the number. As he flashes by, it looks like the 61 or 67 car. We're going to go with the 61.
Yeah, that's Ralph Pauly.
Yeah, Ralph Pauly. Getting into the Voiles trucking. I mean, I don't even know if he knew Brian Voiles was there. I mean, he comes up the track, hits Brian Voiles up into the 51. So those two snuggle it out in the wall. I mean, they're snuggling. They get inside each other, and they spin around like a top down the front straightaway. And Roger Doublestick keeps going, but he's heavily damaged on the side. The Voiles trucking number 68 of Brian Voiles damaged too. Just tough break, and the snuggly teddy bear, I think he's going to pull it behind the wall.
Yeah, he may just have to do that. That's too bad there for Roger Doublestick, because it looks like he's down on pit road. A lot of damage. Ricky Johnson's number 93, Todd. Looks like Ricky going to call an early night here. Is damage from an earlier wreck. Going to put him behind the wall. Ricky going to finish up 35th here tonight. So tough break for those guys, but we parade on. Under the Hanover Record Service, third yellow flag of the night here on lap number 37. Hobo Racing Voiles Trucking Cup Series. Here about every Tuesday night. The race season the whole year, Todd, is 40 races long. And we have, not only here tonight, we have 18 more to come here, including the entire 10-race chase we're going to have. And not only some cup tracks. I saw an old favorite in there. The MNRL Speedway in there, part of the chase there, Todd. That is going to be fun. That is a cool racetrack. A fictional track, but a really cool one. Going to throw a wrinkle here into the chase here in a couple of months.
It's going to be definitely different to see that all hatch out and play. Is those guys? It's interesting to see something like that out there still, Phil, and to make things interesting, shake up the points just a tad bit. Is the number 2 going down pit road? Look who is out there with the race lead, Phil. Speedland number 10 machine. That is Randy Smith here, staying out on the speedway behind the full velocity pace car, the safety car for that matter. His lights are extinguished atop that, but Randy Smith out front.
Hey, you know what it just reminded me of, Todd, looking over there at the pace car? I haven't given you the new one yet, have I?
No, we drove the old one here again, Phil. It's getting old. I don't know. It's just like the van. It needs to go in retirement for now.
Well, I got to send you that file here. Make sure I do that before the end of the night. Maybe somebody out there can watch him, because I can see on this end, I've got the font over here, the nice FDRN safety car that was designed by our buddy Brendan Spadafora, touched up by our buddy Randall Coleman over at Fast Racing. Got to appreciate both those guys. Brendan was the one that designed the one we're seeing out there tonight. Randall was able to put that out there for us to help, so appreciate both those guys. We take all contributions here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. It's just not about two of us, Todd or Phil or Jack when he's here with us or whatever. It's about everybody. We service all leagues. We'll do NR 2003. I know we do a whole lot of iRacing. We're going to be a pretty equal 50-50 split here, I think, over the summertime. It's going to be a great thing, but anybody who wants to be involved, either by a sponsorship, by a contribution, we know we got some guys who do some camera work for us in iRacing end, or anybody who's anything going to contribute to us, a look to enhance our look, absolutely get a hold of us. We take all contributions. We'll put you as part of our credits, call you a part of our team, because we are all a team here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. But the good news is, Todd, that safety car has put its way onto pit road on lap number 39. The iRacing green flag returns to the air.
And definitely the green flag is up, and it is in the air. The number 10, Randy Smith leading the charge down to 1, but Fugate really closed the gap rather quickly. Then number 9 machine, as the number 10 of Randy Smith going down to the bottom, letting the faster guys go. He got his limelight there, Phil, for a little bit. He got his spotlight here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Going to let everybody else go and figure out what he's going to do as he comes back up through the field, maybe later in this event. But now the number 9 of Fugate, Jeff Fugate, that is, the Sun Drop machine out at front with the number 029 at kilojoules, running in that second spot. Caleb Lingo running third. Herman Reese for 4. Maverick running 5th. Keith McLean aboard the number 28 Haviland sponsor machine. He is running in the 6th spot. Meanwhile, battle for the lead. Here comes kilojoules making short work of Fugate. Here comes Caleb Lingo. A twofer move here for those two drivers. Able to get around the number 9 machine. And the 9 dropping back. It looked like Herman Reese was going to try to get around the Fugate machine also, as Reese looking down to the bottom side.
And this is old school Charlotte here. This old original Lowe's track that was here in the in our 2003, 16 years ago, when you got stuck up high, it almost felt like a super speedway. That low side, if you left it open for somebody, they were all going to go by you. You saw that right there. Maverick letting, or Fury letting Keela go by. Caleb Lingle, Herbert Reese there. Almost Maverick also making his run. Maverick now going to come from fire from the number 28 car of Keith McLean. That Texaco Avalon Ford now making a bid at his place of a top 5. He's got a run on Maverick down the front chute. Keith McLean running in the 6th spot. By the time they exit to Todd, he could, for more purposes, make people in the top 5.
Just looking at some of the different camera angles going on here, Phil is coming down through, like you said, Keith McLean trying to get around the number 23 of Maverick, and these guys are pretty much tight together here at Charlotte. They're single file. I mean, now you got a battle for the lead again here between the 113 and the 29 kilojoules. Caleb Lingo down to the bottom side. He's going to get around kilojoules for the lead there in the 113 machine. A fast piece for Caleb Lingo.
Yeah, it really is. He had a good car early on. Was able to lead some laps before our yellow flag came out. 23 car got really loose this time off of turn number 2. Pulls down the hill. Going to let Keith McLean go by. So the 28 car now up to the 5th spot. Let's see if we can't find some other battling going on outside here. The top 5 as I'll start roaming on back through to see what maybe I can find happening here at the Speedway. And it looks like so far everybody kind of content to make laps. I go back and look out here for 11th. I find Ricky Bumbalo back here. Eddie Riley, Kevin Roy, a guy who was fast early, the 77 car, Todd. Kevin Roy now all the way back in the 12th spot, a guy who was up in the top 5 early. Now that Coors Light Ford finds himself running in 12th, and the competition over here at Hobo is so good. Kevin Roy's got work to do if he's going to put himself back in the ranks of the top 5.
Kevin Roy made some contact to the wall there, Phil, in that 77 machine, so I don't know how much damage he got out of that as he made that contact, made a little love with the wall, made a great save. I know he could come down pit road, so hopefully they fix the damage, but maybe just a little bit less on the throttle as of right now. Trying to survive to the end of the event, hopefully not to get loose. Maybe made some adjustments to his setup to tighten that thing up, and hopefully we'll see him start marching to the front towards the end of this one.
Yeah, we have to keep an eye on that and see as I'm watching guys just up there in the top 10. There looks like somebody around the 4th and 5th spot there. Herman Reese and Keith McLean having a little go of it. Now put Keith McLean's 28 car, Todd. He just got into the top 5. Will not put him up the 4th as he's around Herman Reese's yellow flag. Going to come back on the Speedway. Yellow, yellow, yellow. 4th time tonight presented by Hannibal Record Service on lap number 46. Going to allow Todd to go back to work down there and see if we can't find something to show as part of our Play-Doh.com full velocity instant replay. I'll do my best to kind of help steer my buddy as well as yellow flag coming out on the Speedway and see if we can't maybe provide an assist here as to what happened. Is not quite sure yet if I have found anything or not, and I'm going to curtly say no, I haven't. So Todd, you've got all the cameras. I'm going to hope you find something quicker than I have.
So, Phil, what it's going to be is another selfie here of the evening. This time, Troy Donahue aboard the number 81. And, I mean, Ford's all over this car. I mean, the problem was circled a long time ago. Is the number 81 of Troy Donahue around in a not all by a selfie. Wasn't happy with the infield maintenance on the grass. He decided that it was just a little too high for his liking. He cuts it down, spins up onto the track just a tad bit. No contact with the wall, no contact with other drivers as of now. So, yeah, no contact at all for the number 81 of Troy Donahue, but it was enough to bring out the yellow flag. It was right there in front of the flagger, so if he missed it, Phil, he's blind.
Look at you, Troy Donahue. That is not what you want to do. Not be spinning down through the grass, but hey, thank you, Troy. You got the lawn maintenance out here tonight in that Ford. And Todd, look at the sponsor of that thing. I see a Little Caesars pizza on that number 81 car. That makes me kind of hungry. 2 nights in a row we got Little Caesars out there. I think we're going to migrate here. The Summer Summit, the Full Velocity Racing Network, going to happen here in a couple of weeks in the month of June. I'm putting the order out there now, Todd. We need more Little Caesars when I come back your way.
I'm pretty sure we will be going to Little Caesars once in a while, or at least once when you're out here, Phil. If you really want Little Caesars that bad, we'll make sure we stop there and have a bite. Breadsticks, one of my favorites. Unfortunately, they got rid of my stuffed crust, which really pisses me off again. But we'll be all right.
Man, tell us how you really feel.
Oh, man. Why get something good and sell it and then take it away? Were they just selling it to me? I highly doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, that stuff crust was pretty good. So if they got rid of that, we may have to have some words with them as well. So that's really not cool. But pizza connoisseurs here, and man, I'm getting hungry thinking about it. But we got a lot of racing left to go here, Todd. 48 laps of 120 up on the board live here at the Full Velocity Racing Network. Check us out on our all-new web home, fullvelocitytv.com. I'll give you a couple minutes there to go look over our schedule of events because we have a lot going on there as we work our way still under caution flag here live on your source for esports racing, the Full Velocity Racing Network. We'll be right back live with the restart. All right, back here live in your source for esports racing, the Full Velocity Racing Network. Under yellow flag number 4 tonight here for the guys at Hobo Racing, the Voiles Trucking Cup Series. Run here each and every Tuesday night. We're really glad to be back over here and going to be here for many, many more shows over the next couple of months, which I hope makes the ladies out there watching via YouTube tonight. Hopefully it makes them happy because that's what I strive to do. I don't want those ladies up against me because we love them to death, but don't want that rowdy crowd out there getting on my, getting on their bad side because that will be a long night. But looks like this time off of turn number 4, we're going to see that Full Velocity TV safety car make its way down to pit road. Caleb Lingo, Keila Julis, Herman Reese, Harry Codian, H.B. Hardy, all the way from outside the top 30 tonight. He is going to restart inside the top 5. Off of turn number 4, iRacing, I-Flag, green flag, and a return to the speedway on lap number 51. We're getting near halfway there, Todd, as we go back to green flag racing. Caleb Lingle, he's going to find fresh air out there. He leads the field off of turn 2.
Yeah, Killer Joel's going to look down to the bottom there for a moment in that 029 machine. Not going to do anything with Caleb Lingle as of right now. So Lingle going to maintain the lead there in that number 113 machine. Third is going to be Herman Reese now. Fourth now, Harry Codian, Phil. We were talking about Harry Codian a little bit earlier, who is inside the top 10 just barely, sometimes hanging outside the top 10, but now running in 4th. As you said, Harry Codian, really fast here at Charlotte. Look for him to do rather well. Well, Phil, guess what? He's inside that top 5.
He certainly is, and yeah, man. H.B. Hardy now running in the top 5 as well aboard car number 30, and I look back here in the qualifying sheet there, Todd, and I got to scroll all the way toward the bottom of the list. H.B. Hardy tonight, number 30, started 31st, is now running up there in the 5th spot. the younger of the Hardy generation. Father Dan out there won so many races over the years. HB, good to see Hezzy out there tonight aboard the iBuyPower car number 30, running in the top 5 off with turn number 2. And so far, so good. But he's got Steve Grant behind him. Wrong button there, Phil. He's got Danny Hardy, dad, behind him aboard car number 03. Jeff Fugate there now. Brett Carter's number 66, Todd. 66 car from 14th now, up running in the 8th spot. 9th, we find Kevin Roy and Maverick back there in the top 10. So we've had some covers of goers and Caleb Lingo leading the field. But let's put a period on that, Todd, because caution flag going to return to the racetrack here. Yellow flag number 5 on night going to roll out on lap number 54. Going to put Todd back to work down there. And I do see some smoke in the back straightaway or the front straightaway. I see somebody down cutting the lawn down there. I think it's the 85 of Ricky Bumbelow I see in the grass. And, oh, buddy, this is going to be quite the one to show, Todd, as this one started right at the exit of turn number 4, took itself all the way down the front straightaway, and it happened near the top 10 also. There are cars smoking all over the place. You're going to have a lot to show here. So when you're ready, sir, take it away. A Full Velocity Racing Network instant replay, and I can't even find where it first started at. I think it may be, oh no, don't say it. Clifton Ashley, Rich Napick, and Brendan Spadafora. Looks like going to be 3 cars going to co-star in our latest replay presented by BladeNote.com.
So, Phil, I'm going to do this from the helicopter view just to give you a different perspective. There was a lot that was going on here. So Ricky Bumbelow, unfortunately, this is where it starts. Ricky Bumbelow hits the apron, gets loose. The rear end steps out, contact with Steve Grant. Grant finishes him off there, sends him down through the grass, but at the same time, Grant comes up, hits the number 4 machine, the Pennzoil number 4. He goes around in front of Steve Rubino. Collects Steve Rubino as Rubino goes down through the grass. Here comes Danny Rubino, too. And I know Danny Rubino was involved in that also. You can see Steve down through the grass. Dan was trying to get away from it and then hit Steve Grant. Clips Steve Grant down on the infield grass. There, tough break. Napick comes up the track. He's trying to miss the 4. He runs out of real estate. He comes up into Brendan Spadafora. So Napick, Spadafora. I mean, the 24 coming along there towards the end of that one. The 62 involved. And, what car was that? Spadafora just...
Look what happened to Brendan.
His car wigged out. I mean, like, it went inside of Napick, and just they made some love there on the front straightaway there, Phil. And then when Napick was done with Spadafora, he leaves him hanging on the fence. What a good friend he is.
Leaving him hanging. That's an epic right there. And it looks like Brendan's car is getting towed back to pit road. That is not the way we want to see our buddy Brendan Spadafora, the star of Full Throttle with the Gent, can be found over on YouTube. One of our presenting sponsors, a good buddy of ours. I'm whispering to him off air, Todd. Yeah, he was stuck up there on the fence. A big hit between him and Rich Napick, and that stinks. A couple of good, really, really good cars. There was a lot of carnage that went on in that wreck. That probably gathered a good 12 or 13 cars out there. The big one rolls around at Charlotte on lap number 56. We'll pause for the calls here. I know I'm getting a little parched here. Needed a drink. I know Todd's needed a drink down there as well. So we'll let the picture tell the story. Under the yellow flag here live on your source for esports racing. We'll be right back here live with the restart. Yeah, I said we'll be back. All right, back here live in your source for esports racing, the Full Velocity Racing Network, hanging out tonight live with the guys over at Hobo Racing. The Voiles Trucking Cup Series run every Tuesday night. It's the end of May, Memorial Day weekend. That's up ahead. So obviously we're down here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, getting ready for a restart. One lap shy of halfway, lap 58 up there on the scoreboard. Caleb Lingo, Keila Julis, Brett Carter, Jason San Diego, Maverick, Harry Cody in, Herman Reeks, Jeff Fugate, HB Hardy, and Danny Hardy. Father and son running at our top 10 off of turn number 4. The Full Velocity TV safety car is in, and we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Caleb Lingo with a single file restart, going to lead him back. iRacing, I flag, green flag in the air on lap 59.
And Caleb Lingo not with the restart. He probably wanted his kilojoules all over the rear bumper there. The 029 machine breathing right down his neck here early on here in the first lap, the first completion of the lap. Look where Brett Carter is in that 66 machine, up to third position there, Phil. So we talked about Brett starting to come up through the field there, running in the third, solid third place. The 22 of Jason San Diego running in the fourth spot, and then the 23 of Maverick running in fifth currently, Harry Cody and sixth. So these guys, the time and the cars keep changing as we're coming up on halfway home here in just a few moments. We're going to be halfway home, so we'll have 60 in, another 60 to go here on the Full Velocity Racing Network as these guys put on the whale of a show at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And now Jason San Diego now jumps out of line there to try to get by the number 66 machine of Brett Carter. Not able to do so far, but we'll see if the 22 machine can mount another charge as they come down the front straightaway.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see as we're halfway home here. 60 on the board, 60 to go, and race leader at halfway. Carnival 113 of Caleb Lingle over Keila Julis. Now that battle for that third spot shaping up as a 22 of Jason San Diego to the low side of Brett Carter off for 2. Brett almost pounding up the outside wall, going to allow Maverick to shoot on by. Harry Cody in, going to look to fill the gap there, as well as Herman Reese, number 73. So Carter under fire now. Going to fall from third, maybe all the way outside now, back to the back part of the top 10. Down the front stretch now, headed toward turn 1.
Yeah, they definitely always say lessons learned. Is Napick really slow on the front straightaway? Yellow flag going to fly once again here, Phil. They had over record service. Yellow flag coming out once again here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Back to work.
Yep, back to work for you on lap number 62, the 6th caution flag of the night. And we've always done this to be a place like Charlotte. I think the credo of yellows, breeding yellows or restarts, breeding yellows or whatever, I think that really comes to work here at Charlotte, because this is going to be a tricky little racetrack when these things are all stacked up at a restart. The tires get cold. I don't care if you put new ones on or have the same cycle on there. You know, this track can eat up cars in a quick way. I know I've done it a lot here over the years. I know a lot of other leagues have struggled at Charlotte over the years. So no surprise at all to see a little bit of wreck fever here in the middle, and I think it's something all expected. But caution flag on the speedway on lap number 63. Bladeno.com, Full Velocity Racing Network. Instant replay, I believe, could be close to being queued up and ready. So, Todd, if you got something or whatever you're ready, take it away. Show us what happened.
Yeah, definitely have something happening here, and it's Rich Napick, Phil, the Harley-Davidson sponsored number 6 machine. And it's going to happen all by a selfie. The 6 is the apron. Apron equals bad. I don't know how many times we got to say that in any type of show. Or, I mean, I say it to myself when I'm out there racing NASCAR 2003. Apron equals bad. He goes up the track, tries to save it, handful of steering wheel, rear end just steps out from underneath him. And again, unhappy with the lawn care maintenance. That's the normal theme here tonight. Lawn maintenance not great here at Charlotte. So the Harley-Davidson number 6, Rich Napick, takes everything into his own hands here, Phil. And he says, there, hopefully it's right now.
Hopefully it is. There's a yellow flag on the speedway on lap number 64. I see a host of cars heading their way down pit road. I see back there, I was riding along with the full throttle with the gent number 37 of Brendan Spatafora. I see Ron Simpson on pit road. HB Hardy, he was on the top 10. He comes down pit side, and I'm looking down here. I see Ricky Bumalo, Brett Carter in, Brian Voiles is in, Harry Cody in, Jeff Fugate. So a lot of these guys are toward the portion of the lead up front. Herman Reese down there. Keila Julis was down there, the 029. Looks like Keila going to win the race off of pit road aboard that 029. So a lot of guys were going down there to choose to take their work. And I believe the fastest of those was a 29 car of Keila Julis. And I'm not sure if he took 2 or 4. Or, I'll go take a look at that. But all I know, Todd, we saw the majority of the race leaders all down on pit side taking service.
Yeah, definitely down there taking service is the 113 of Caleb Lingo not coming down onto pit road though there, Phil. That was questionable there. He's led 33 laps here tonight. He's had 3 pit stops. So Kilojoules has also had 3 pit stops, not including that one he just did. So now he's got 4 pit stops aboard that 029 machine. As you can see, all that stuff is looks like Brett Carter and Herman Reese both with black flags as of right now, Phil. Maybe too fast exiting pit road.
They might have been, and I know Steve Grant did. Yeah, I do see the 25 of Ron Simpson. And also the 66 of Carter. Yep, black flag. And that just stinks. On a restart, that stinks, man. Those guys that were running up to the top 5, top 10 now going to have to relegate to themselves deep to the tail end of the line here for a restart. And looking down here, Todd, we have 28 cars left in the lead lap. Guys like Rich Knappick, Steve Rubino, Brendan Spadafora, those guys are laps down. But, man, tough break for the likes of Steve Grant, Ron Simpson, and also Brett Carter aboard that 66. Is up in the top 3. He's not going to be there in the restart, that's for certain.
Yeah, definitely not going to be there in the restart. As like you said, I love the statuses that I have here now, Phil. I can tell you when the black flags are happening to the driver. So a lot of times black flags happen on pit road, and it's unfortunate. We get caught speeding down there. That's it's one of those things, Phil. Even if you're a mile an hour over, sometimes the game says, nope, you're good, you're done. You're getting the black flag. You're going to have to restart at the tail end of the longest line, and that's necessarily not the best thing here.
No, not at all. Not at all indeed. So, yeah, it looks like, Todd, as I'm just looking here at the in-game chat. I don't think you can see it, but I certainly can keep abreast of it as I saw the guys that were calling out their black flags out there. And it looks like it may have been one of those, 60-year-old game. It's imperfect, especially the way we do it now today with the things like Lucky Dogs and stuff that weren't around 16 years ago. But it looks like, it was a wreck here, which Rich Knappick up there. He spun through the grass and across the start-finish line to bring the caution flag out. How many times over the years do we never know, does the leader have the yellow, does he not have the yellow, where'd the pace car pick up or wherever? I think guys may have inadvertently got black flags, just not by knowing where they're supposed to be, or even somebody who may have been at the back of the field that just didn't get back up ahead of somebody that may have been wrecked there. So, imperfect game, imperfect system, but I think those black flags, some of them may have been erroneous and maybe not, black flags for speeding penalties. It may just be the old game, maybe calling somebody on a line who probably didn't know where he was supposed to be. All right, well, Todd is telling me Todd, you can see all the ones that come down pit road, all the telemetry. I mean, you're spoiled, man. I do it the old school way.
Oh, you can do it this way. You could do it this way too. You can do it this way. It'd be fun.
Well, we'll have to try that one day, and we'll take our hands on it. But I'll take a quick peek over here to the YouTube chat. It's been kind of quiet. I see Michelle over here. I see Ann Rubino's out here. And urging the guys to hang in there. We are certainly, I hope they do. We see Average Joe's out there. Joe, I saw you say you wanted to sponsor something here soon on the network. When you are ready, absolutely get a hold of us the best way through our Facebook page, Full Velocity Racing Network, or also want to get us through email if that's easier for you, fullvelocitytv@gmail.com. The best way to contact us here. You want to discuss sponsorship you got, we will fit something to your needs out there. We'll be happy to work with you as we parade under yellow, but looks like a lap 66. You got racing eye flag, green flag, returns to the racetrack. Caleb Lingo going to lead the field to green.
Yeah, Caleb Lingo leading the field to green, and look who's second. Danny Rubino aboard the number 44 machine. So Dan up inside the top 2 here. Get a tad bit loose. He's had 4 pit stops here tonight, but the 28 of McLean makes sure work down to the bottom side, moves into second. Keith McLean put him to second.
Yep, Keith McLean, a guy on the move right now, may have the fresher tires up there. Those guys in the top 5. Caleb Lingo leading over Keith McLean. Danny Rubino there running in the 3rd spot. Troy Donahue, Wiley King running at your top 5 as we hit the line on lap number 68. Jason San Diego, Keela Julis, Maverick, Eddie Rayleigh, Brett Carter, your current top 10 as we work our way down the back straightaway into turn 3. Can McLean maybe pass Lingo on better tires and maybe keep an eye out there? We know the 029's been quick all night, Todd. He's out to the top 5. We know he came in for 4 freshies. I'm going to bet in no time that the 29 maybe run down and maybe pass over the 22 or maybe the 95 or even up to the 81 of Troy Donahue, who currently sits fourth.
And Troy Donahue in the number 81 machine. Remember, he was involved in a wreck all by himself there, unfortunately. Now here comes Wiley King down to the... Oh! Around goes the 81 live on the screen. The 81 machine around in a knot, and there's Carnage on the back straightaway there, Phil. Collecting the number 95 machine also, and more cars involved. Tough break from Wiley King, and man, that just happened.
It really did. Live on the screen, the 81 car getting loose. 95 went around also, and this one could have been a whole lot bigger, Todd. I think you go back and check this out again or a closer look with a Blado.com full velocity replay on our Hanover Record Service 7 yellow flag right here on lap number 70. I think you can see this one had potential to be a whole lot bigger than it was, but I think it was only Donahue getting loose and collecting that number 95 Pontiac Trans Am of Wiley King. So I'll let you go back there. We know we caught it live, but I think on a closer surveillance look at it, I believe this what could have been a potentially huge accident may have only got two cars. And I think for any league out there who's been struggling with some caution fever, I know my league I run at TDR on Saturday nights, we've been having a little bit more yellows. I think any of us would have liked. They can all study and take note there because every week during the driver's meeting we say things like, hey, that pedal on the right, or on the left, we should say, the left of the gas pedal, that's a brake pedal. It'll slow you down. These guys at Hobo all know that. That shows the respect these guys have for one another to not, unnecessarily collect anybody out there. So, kudos to these guys for all getting stopped because a lot of leagues, Todd, a lot of guys won't slow up for that, and we call that the plow. And you never want to be the part of the plow because that kind of stinks. Nope, and I know we all kind of learned from the movie Days of Thunder years ago when you see the smoke drive through it. Well, that's not really good etiquette here in the sim racing community. Not really good etiquette anywhere. Yeah, we say drive through the smoke. Unfortunately, you do that here in this old game. You happen to usually collect more cars than what is necessary. So, yeah, you don't ever want to do that. But live under the yellow flag here on lap number 72. Looking over here to the Facebook Live side of things. I haven't checked in a little while. I see Randy Bowen over here. He has checked in. Also, Bob Tompkins over here. Andy Bargo. Good to see them over here. I think Randall Coleman even checked in. But Randy was asking, is this fixed setup or open setup? Randy, this is open setup racing here. Hobo is a fixed setup league, but Tuesday night's Cup Series, Todd, is the only series of all the racing Hobo does that is open setups. And I think that what puts them guys a step above a lot of other leagues because not only do they follow basically the whole Cup schedule with a couple more add-on races locked in there, but open setup racing in a Cup car, I don't think it gets any more tried and shown authentic of a real Cup Series than right here at Hobo on a Tuesday night.
It's definitely different there, Phil. Is open setups never was my favorite thing to do in NASCAR 2003. Unfortunately, that's kind of the way of the land anymore. iRacing, that you see a lot of open setup leagues, and it actually gives you more control of the cars. It gives you more control of things to do, and it's rather interesting to see what these guys can do. I mean, would I be good out there? Probably not. I mean, I'd have to be comfortable in a setup. I couldn't run a setup that was real wicked loose as of right now. But these guys have the changes that they can make. Maybe they had a wreck. You can make a couple changes down on pit road to maybe tighten up that car that has no back end. You can make some changes. You can and do bonsai runs towards the end of it. It makes things interesting. It adds that extra additive in it, the extra thing that's going to go on towards the end of it.
Yeah, it certainly does. And yeah, you also want to follow that as we still continue under caution here. But I believe the one to go signal going to come over the pace car here. It certainly does. I see the wave around car going back to get his lap back, which see if I can go maybe grab who that was zooming by the pace car there. That was Rich Knappick aboard the Harley Davidson Chevy number 6. He's going to get his lucky dog to get back on a lap. So maybe next yellow flag, if we get one, maybe we'll talk to somebody here on an interview. But I'm looking over here to the Facebook Live chat. We were talking to Randy Bowen. And Randy, I'm glad you just found us. There's 3 ways to find us here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Like us here. You're watching on Facebook Live. Like our page. Go back there and follow it. Like it. Do whatever you got to do. You'll be alerted every time we go live via Facebook. But also, Randy, you look at the top right corner of the screen. You can also see we also have a YouTube feed and a Twitch TV page. So if you want to go over there to both medias, subscribe to both of our pages over there. You can get all 3 of our medias. Randy Bowen, we'll welcome you here live to the Full Velocity Racing Network. Hope you stay tuned with us. Hope you like what you hear and hope you like what you see as well. So, we'll have a good time. We're always going to welcome new viewers aboard. Todd, Randy saying he found us now just for the very first time. Hopefully he's enjoying the show. Want to let him know how he can get involved and how to follow us each and every night, because we were on the air sometimes almost 6 nights a week and sometimes 10 to 12 shows.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Randy, for tuning in to Full Velocity Racing Network. And welcome to the Full Velocity Racing Network family. Just go make sure you subscribe. Hopefully you like what you see out there, like you said, like Phil said. Just welcome. We're going to welcome all of our new viewers that come in here for the first time if they let us know. All of our old viewers that have stuck with us over the years. We appreciate every one of our fans out there, whether it's Facebook Live, YouTube, or Twitch. We appreciate you guys coming aboard and watching us. We do it because not only the leagues, we do it because of the fans. And we came back to NASCAR 2003, Phil. Why did we come back to NASCAR 2003? Because of the fans.
Absolutely right. That was the motivated move. We missed our public over here as we go back to Green Flag Racing now on lap number 74. And we have a race for the lead viewing over there in 3 and 4 as Jeff Fugate down to the low side of Brett Carter, who had the restart lead. They're going to drag race off the 4th turn, but put Jeff Fugate, that sun drop number 9, he's going to claim that top spot down the front chute Todd in turn 1. Now a race for 3rd between Steve Grant and Halverson. Mike Halverson is a 6-2 car up high. Steve Grant down low. Race for 3rd down off of 2.
Yeah, the 62 car has a lot of damage to the right side of that machine. Here comes Steve Grant down to the bottom. The Speedland number 11 machine has some help from Herman Reese down to the bottom. Does not look like he can get it going, though. That 62 powering it on the outside. Another yellow flag going to come out, Phil. We're going to slow it back down here on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
This is yellow flag number 8 tonight. We have talked about Hannibal Record Service a lot this evening of the official caution flag sponsor to the Full Velocity Racing Network, and it comes out here for the 8th time on lap number 76. So that'll put Todd back to work with a BladeNo.com Full Velocity Instant Replay. And I believe this one's not going to show you a whole lot unless there's more to it. But I believe our old buddy Roger Nebelsick, Todd, out there running laps down. I believe he may have taken the old selfie stick out here this time. I see the 51 Ford around it or not. Yellow flag out in the speedway. I believe this one may have been for our old buddy Roger Nebelsick. Selfie over in turn number 2.
He's setting himself up, like you said, Phil. It's all by his selfie. He's setting himself up for snuggle time later. He's got to take them selfies, you know. I mean, Snuggle's on the side of the car with that teddy bear. He's setting himself up for that. As Roger Nebelstick comes down into the corner, he gets up in the marbles. And that's what happens here with the 51 machine, is he gets up in the marbles, different kind of thing going on there, and he backs it into the wall, but not very hard. I mean, he gently tapped it, so maybe he's not quite ready for night-night yet.
Maybe not. So we put us under caution here once again on lap number 77. And Todd, we're getting toward the last 3 quarters of the race now, working lap 77, 120 this. So there's still a pretty good 43-lap run to make here to the finish line. So what do you say? Do we want to take a gander tonight? Maybe talk to some of the drivers out there? Should we pull somebody for interview? What do you think?
I definitely think we should be bringing somebody in for an interview. I know the fans out there, Phil, the fans. The fans want to see interviews more often, and that's what they said last week. We got to make sure we make the fans happy, Phil, because, once again, they're going to come after you. I'm sending them to you. I'm sending them to you.
All right. Well, what we'll do here under the yellow, what do you say we take a gander here? Let's talk to the driver of car number 11, Steve Grant, now currently running in the 4th spot, a guy who has been all over the place here tonight, leading some laps early, been to the back of the field. Steve Grant, Phil LaCassa, Full Velocity Racing Network. Bud, do you have a copy? Try again. Steve Grant, this is Phil from Full Velocity, buddy. Do you have your ears on? All right, well, I guess a complete fail there to talk the 11 car is, I guess, Todd, maybe he didn't have his ears on after all. So we'll leave Steve alone, and I don't know, where are we sitting here? We got the light still on the pace truck? Or pace car, I should say. All right, well, we keep it on here for at least another lap, which they're still on, so I guess we get a little bit of time. Who else can we take a gander to? I thought Steve had a good story to tell. Let's see, let's look through. Where do we want to go here? Let's go. Let's see. All right, let's have some fun. Let's talk to Rich Knappick. What do you say? Let's try Rich. He's a guy who's had an up and down kind of night. It sounds like he's finally worked himself back to the lead lap. And, of course, we know Rich Knappick, the biggest Doug Kobe fan out there. Rich, it's Phil from Full Velocity, my friend. Do you have a copy?
What's going on?
Hey, buddy. Great to talk to you once again. We love kicking back this whole... first of all, I can ask you about your car. You had an up and down night, involved in a couple of wrecks, work your way back to the lead lap. You're a great driver. We know that. You always finish in the front, near the top half of the field here. Anything left behind the wheel, that Harley-Davidson machine, that's worthy of coming back to the front.
Oh yeah, we're good to go. It's still strong. Got plenty of power. Just fighting my time. And not a Doug Colby fan, pal.
Why not, man? I got the guy's a 5-time tour champion. When he got on the scene at Stafford Motor Speedway, lit the world on fire his first year out in the late model division. I mean, Doug Kobe's a great guy. Why are you not a Doug Kobe fan?
Oh, you're killing me. I don't have enough time to go into it.
Oh, man. All right. Well, Rich, we'll let you off the hook early here. I had to bust your butt after talking to Steve and Brendan a little while ago. It was really cool to hear you guys all migrated out to Wall Stadium together. Had a good time. I know you and the wife were out there as well. How cool is it to go out there and meet a whole bunch of guys that you race with all the time, you talk to a lot, you meet them face-to-face for the first time? That had to be a great experience meeting all those guys.
Oh yeah, it's good meeting new people and just everybody has the same thing in common. Watching some good racing with some good friends. Don't get any better than that.
No, it does not, and I think you and I, we live in the same part of the state even, so one of these days we'll have to schedule a meetup over there at Stafford or maybe at Thompson, which is closer to me, whatever. We'll figure it out. Rich Knappick, buddy, thanks for being a good sport. Good luck the rest of the night. Always love watching a Harley-Davidson car go up there, so go at it, my friend.
Okay, thanks. Good talking to you.
Oh, always. Rich Knappick there. That's one of the good guys out here in the community. That's why I think I can bust butt with him right there. That's a lot of fun to do. It was great to hear those guys all met up at Wall Stadium over the weekend here. But the good news is, Todd, the field over in turn number 3, the lights are out around the speedway. Jeff Fugate, Brett Carter, Steve Grant, Herman Reese, Caleb Lingle, our current top 5. They're going to lead us back to green.
And going to lead us back to green as you're going to see the top 10 widget come up on the right-hand side of your screen. Again, a new thing coming back to Full Velocity Racing Network. You wanted it back? Here it is. It is back, the top 10 widget. Again, we want you guys to let us know if you want to see other things on here, interviews. You've seen that top 10. We've done that for you. We can do a lot more here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. We'll put our minds to it. We're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. The iRacing I flag, green flag unfurled. And we're back to racing with the number 9 of Jeff Fugate with the lead. The 66 of Brett Carter running second. Third is Steve Grant. Herman Reese and Caleb Lingle. That is your top 5 right now. And Jeff Fugate starting to run away just a little bit, about 4 car lengths over the 66 as they enter the back straightaway.
Yeah, back stretch. We find the 9 car going to lead the field off of turn number 2 down the back chute. Todd Issues back here with the 03 of Danny Hardy. Not sure if it was a motor going south or it was that car come off of turn number 2. It took a hard left turn to the right. I'm not sure if he's got damage or whatever happened. I don't know if he lost power there, but the 03 of Danny Hardy had an issue. I don't think it's hampered him too much. He was only going to lose a spot or 2, but I'm not sure if it's him being a veteran, conserving his stuff right there or whatever happened, but he came off of 2, the car went low, and it almost sounded like it was shut off.
Yeah, not sure what happened to that machine. An unfortunate chain of events there. Is no yellow flag coming out this time there, Phil, so we're still staying clean and green here. We're on lap 81 of 120, just under 40 laps to go here. The number 9 of Fugate, Brett Carter, we've seen the top 10 shake up quite a bit here, Phil. Caleb Lingo, Kilojoules, these pit stops, these yellow flags have played into different things. different strategies for these guys. It looks like they made some different changes to their setup, maybe even a few gates of lightning rod here right now. Leading 9 laps so far. Our biggest leader right now, though, that's led the most laps, the number 113 of Caleb Plinker with 39 laps. So that is another yellow flag going to fly here tonight. Hanover Record Service has been really busy here this evening.
It really has, and that's yellow flag number 9 of the night here, live at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and I believe the spotlight on this one, and I'm not sure that he's just kind of sad that we haven't talked to him yet. And then there's our buddy Brendan Spadafora, who may have had some issues down the front stretch headed toward turn number 1. Tough to tell if him and Mike Howgerson made contact down there, but Brendan Spadafora, for whatever reason, he was up on the wall and took a ride. Looks like it may have got a couple more cars involved. I'll let you show it off on another BladeNo.com Full Velocity Network instant replay.
Definitely, Phil, as we're getting right back to the screen here. And like I said, Brendan Spadafora, a tough break for that number 37 machine. And it's another Ford Mustang turning into a Pinto as he gets stuck up on the wall. As the wall sucks you in, he comes back down the track, hits the number 25 machine. Simpson back up into the wall, around it and not, backs it up into the wall. He's got a subcompact car again. Well, we're not even going to go a Pinto here tonight. We're going to go back to a Focus here. It's going to be a Ford Focus now, the number 37. Hopefully he's got all 8 cylinders, though, as he now spins out into the grass here to make it a little bit more worse for the wear here. No back end. So we'll see what Brendan Spadafora is going to be able to do in that number 37 machine. But tough break for him, bringing out this most recent yellow flag.
All right, caution flag number 8, or was this 9? 8 or 9 on the speed. I've lost count at this point. I don't keep track of this stuff. I believe this is number 9 right now, working on lap number 84. So we slow the field down again, and I look over here to the YouTube live chat, and I see Michelle's been lighting up over here. Bobby Farrell's over here watching. Judy's over here. Ann's over here. I just saw something go by there, Todd. I saw MAGA, which we know, Make America Great Again, but this time it was called Make America Gent Again. I guess Brendan was tired of not being talked about.
Well, that's why he wanted his light there. I mean, wrecking, hey, that's the fastest way to get you on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Wreck your car.
All right, well, we've done enough of the wrecking. We've done enough of the talking under yellow. What do you say we pause for the cause here as we're past, 2/3 the way home on lap 84 of 120 live at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll be back here live in the call for the Ring Star on your source for esports racing. All right, back here live in your source for esports racing, getting ready for the restart that should come here on lap number 87. Maverick now going to reclaim the lead aboard car number 23. Mike Halgrimson going to run second. Keith McLean third. Troy Donahue running fourth, and Ralph Pauly aboard car number 61. That U.S. Navy sponsored machine. He's going to restart there out there in the Dodge, running in the top five. The Full Velocity TV Chevrolet Corvette pace car brings its way on the pit road. That's going to bring the iRacing I flag, green flag, back to the speedway on lap number 87. Maverick, a familiar face, Todd. He's going to reassert himself back to the lead in turn one.
Yeah, Maverick has led 9 laps here this evening. That John Deere number 23. He said he got Mike Halgersum in the number 62 machine running in second there. Keith McLean running third. He is no stranger to victory lane on the Full Velocity Racing Network. As McLean running in third, trying to look over. The 62 machine looks down to the bottom side, almost trying to make it side by side down the front straightaway. Indeed, he's going to do so as they flash by that start finish line. Looks like he's going to beat him down here to turn number one, put Keith McLean to that second spot.
Yeah, Keith McLean now up to that second spot around Mike Hargensen. So the 28 car, definitely one of those guys to keep an eye on. I'm also keeping an eye on another Dodge there, Todd. Car number 22, Jason San Diego. He just made his way around the number 61 of Ralph Pauly off of turn number 2. Put Jason now up into the top 5 there, running in the 5th spot. Going to try to run down the back of Mike Halligan there, down the front straightaway. 22 car is on a roll as they come by the line. Put the 22 car now up to the 4th spot there, heading off toward turn 1.
Jason San Diego doing a fantastic job in that number 22 machine. You're seeing some smoke there. Some of the drivers making some contact with the wall, Phil. I tried to follow that driver, the number 81 machine, Troy Donahue. So he made a lot of contact to the outside wall, and it was actually sucking them in there. And we've seen a lot of bad things happen to the drivers here this evening that have stayed up against that wall. We've seen them end up wrecking, and this time Donahue ready for that one, able to rip it off that wall, bring it back down the track, but he lost quite a bit of track position. Now Donahue way back to 17th, Phil.
Yeah, 17th. He was up in the top 5 there on the restart, so tough break there for the 81 of Troy Donahue, but we're still all clean and green. Maverick leading over Keith McLean. Jason San Diego now running third. Mike Calvin goes in fourth, and HB Hardy has he now up there in the top 5, having a good run, Todd. As we hit lap number 91, we are 3/4 the way home tonight live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. So, Todd, I think it's a good time for predictions. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely a good time for predictions here this evening. Like I said, we're just under 30 laps to go here at the Hobo Racing League. So we're going to ask you one question out there. Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. Who's it going to be tonight? Who you got to have a favorite out there here tonight? We want to hear your predictions. We'll get it live here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. A little bit of a week. Who's it going to be here this evening? Got kids sleeping in the background. But, Phil, I tell you what, my prediction, I'm going to go with the 28 of Keith McLean. And, contact! Lingo hard into the outside wall. Hold on to that thought, but I'm going to go with Keith McLean still.
Yeah, well, Keith McLean's a good pick there. His yellow flag coming out here on lap number 92, and I think you may have caught just a piece of that one. I think it was Caleb Lingo's contact with the wall that may have started this one. 10th yellow flag tonight here on lap number 93, so Hannah Record Service yellow flag number 10. 93 laps of 120, and I like that Keith McLean there pick, Todd. I think that's a really, really solid pick, but I'm going to go a little bit outside the box here, and I'm going to say from a guy who started out tonight in 31st position, I am going to pick HB Hardy aboard car number 30. I think he is going to be the guy who sets pace in the victory lane here tonight. So that's our predictions. Well, who cares about ours? We don't know what you all think out there live via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. So get those chat boxes light up. Let us know who's going to be here, who's going to win this race. Todd, I think so far you may have won the night here with our BladeNode.com Full Velocity Instant Replay number 10 of the evening.
Well, on your screen, you're going to see 3 cars that we've seen inside the top 5 pretty much all evening long. Caleb Lingo, 029 of Kilojoules, and the number 9 of Fugate. Guess what happens? All these cars involved in this incident, all the top players that have been running up front, as Caleb Lingo gets up the track, hits Kilojoules, Jules backs it into the outside wall, full song. Then the number 9 of Fugate gets into the back of Caleb Lingo, hard into the outside wall. Same way with the 9 of Fugate. He follows suit. So all 3 of those cars, they've been fast all evening long. They're all subcompacts. They come back down across the track. They're getting clobbered as the other cars. Oh, Killer Jules. Woo! Does a break dance down the back straightaway. Able to keep it back on all fours. Ricky Bumblow, man. Worst time. And Bumblow, he was just sitting there in the smoke. Nobody could see him, and plow. So we're going to see if we can. Let's see if we can see what happens here with that there, Phil.
That was me Saturday night. I'm Ricky.
Look who it is. It is Brendan Spadafora coming through the smoke. So Ricky Bumblow has been sitting there for, I'm going to say, quite some time. We're going to pick on Brendan. Brendan sees smoke, and I can see lots of smoke right now. Unfortunately, the camera angles, I can see right through the smoke. But Bumbleow's just sitting there, and then bam. I mean, a hard hit for Brendan Spadafora. Oh, man, Danny Rubino involved, Steve Rubino. Those guys, his night just gets worse. But, man, Brendan Spadafora. Days of Thunder down the back straightaway there, Phil. We just talked about that.
We did. And I don't know. I really don't know what to say about that one there. Is it's going to take Ricky out of the race. I think Brendan's night also going to be done. Under the most previous yellow flag, we saw Ron Simpson come off the track behind the wall, as did Eddie Rayleigh out there. So we have tore up a lot of cars here tonight in Charlotte. The 10th yellow flag of the night live on your source for esports racing. We'll come back for the restart here under yellow on lap number 95 here in Charlotte. All right, back here live in your source for eSport Racing. The pace car is diving off on the pit road. It's going to put the guy racing high flag, green flag back up in the air as we hit lap number 97. Kevin Roy, Keila Jules, Maverick, Keith McLean, HV Hardy going to be our top five, Todd, as we race off into turn number one. But I think we have now been joined by the infamous one, I guess we can call him here, our buddy, making America gent again, Brendan Spadafora out there. Brendan out of the race, unfortunately. Unfortunately, you went through the smoke, and I don't know if you even knew Ricky's car was there, but that was a wild ride, brother. First of all, you okay?
I'm fine. I bruised ego. That's pretty much it. That's about it. I didn't had I'm tied up here. Did not have any clue that he was there until bang.
Well, you're a brother to us. You're a sponsor of ours, a good friend. How about you stay up here and call another 20 laps with me? What do you say?
I'd be honored to.
All right, we'll take it down off into turn number 3. Here is Kevin Roy leading Maverick there, running in the second spot. Keith McLean running in the third spot. Todd, that 28 car, I think you picked him to win. I think that's a pretty trendy pick because coming off of turn number 4 down the start-finish line, Keith McLean's number 28 car in that third spot. Keeps peeking to the low side. They're going to race for second, Todd, off of turn 2.
Yeah, getting ready to race for a second spot as McLean looked down to the bottom side there momentarily. The door was shut, though, by the number 23 of Maverick, that John Deere number 23. Kevin Roy holding on to the lead there, Phil, as he's got a little bit of damage to the right side of his car. But like I said, I'm going to go for Keith McLean here this evening. I love that Texaco Havoline number 28 machine. I love throwback schemes. But look at HB Hardy, too. Cannot count out the iBuy Power number 30 machine, who is running right now in that fourth spot. He's doing a fantastic job in his own right.
So, Brendan, I have to ask you now. Kevin Roy, as we said, a little damage to the right side of the car early on. How much was even a little bit of damage affecting the handling of these race cars tonight?
Oh, it'll affect it pretty good. I mean, it'll either loosen you up, which is most likely will happen, or it'll tighten you up. But he seems to have it figured out. I guess his crew got him taken care of, and I'm looking at him. He's out front, but it looks like that 23 of Maverick is going to try to take the lead now.
Yeah, he did off a second quarter. Maverick with the lead. Keith McLean going to try to pounce there. We may have a race for the lead there over in turn number 3. Todd's trendy pick there with 28, Keith McLean. Well, Todd, you're making a bet man out of you right now. 28 car up to the lead there off of 4.
Yeah, definitely a 28 car of Keith McLean to the lead around the 23 John Deere machine of Maverick. Maverick doing a fantastic job. It looks like he's getting a tad bit loose, though, coming into the corner, and maybe the center off. The 77 of Roy right now running in that third spot. Fourth is Jason San Diego, and then you got fifth is the number 30 machine of HB Hardy. So those guys doing a fantastic job through the field. Here comes the 03 machine also of Danny Hardy. He's been hanging around all evening long, too, there, Phil. HB now battling for that fourth spot.
Yeah, up to the 22. Jason San Diego slid up the racetrack off of 4. That car really got a handful. And Brendan, I've been seeing a lot of that here tonight. Cars off of 4 especially getting really, really light. How much were you feeling that sensation in your car at all? Because the fast cars up front, they have definitely been a handful off that part of the racetrack all night long.
Yeah, they've been really loose. Track is very slick tonight. I've been trying to work on that before all the mayhem happened.
What part of the mayhem? You were around a lot of it all night long. I mean, I guess that's the best way to put your show out there, put your name out there, keep spinning around to getting TV time. Is that a good strategy? Because you know who would like that? Our buddy Bobby Farrell would like that a lot.
Yeah, Bobby Farrell, my friend Michelle, my friend Joel, Bobby, they're all watching, cheering me on. So it's good to see have airtime and all. But, at the same time, I wish he was running up with Maverick Keith and all them.
Now, they've had a heck of a night out here. Is it still Keith McLean leading Maverick there for second? Kevin Roy, he is rallying back to take the third spot. H.P. Hardy running now fourth. Danny Hardy, the 03, he is now up into the top 5. His one car sliding up the racetrack there through the middle of 1 and 2. I believe that may have been, that's the 020, not a Keela. Jules, that may be off the pace back there. That car took a vicious hit. Keela back there running now 26 to 1 lap down to the field. As it looks like we may have a race for maybe the third spot, Todd, off of turn number 4, as I see a lap traffic up ahead, mucking it up there as well, as I see down the 51, Roger Devilsick. He was up there right in the middle of a lead battle going on for P3 as they work their way up to 2.
Well, Phil, all Roger wants is Snuggles. So the number 77 machine of Kevin Roy gives up that spot to the number 30 machine of HB Hardy. So Hardy and the iBuy Power number 30 machine moving up into third. Now let's see if we can track down the top 2 as Hardy coming alive here towards the end of this one. Fantastic job here to run lap 106 and 120.
And he learned from one of the best at old HB, and that, of course, is from Dad, Danny Hardy, guy who's been around this community for such a long time. But Hezzy is a heck of a race car driver. That iBuy Power car number 30, that Chevrolet Camaro now running up in the third spot. And he's got 2 really quick cars ahead. We know Keith McLean is good. That's his teammate, of course. Maverick's 23 car. I believe he's the wild card there, running in the middle there, running in that second spot. But do not count out that number 30 there, Brendan. He is now running up to third and maybe a little tad bit quicker this time by the start-finish line, down to 7/10 of a second. So he's gained about a whole tenth on these guys. Do not count out that 30 car. He looks to be really good. And a guy who started at 31st tonight from the back to the front, that's impressive.
Yeah, he's running a good line. Sorry, I keep messing up my words. He's running a really good line. He's steady. He's catching. He's gonna be there at the end.
No, he certainly is now. So don't be nervous out there. But we know you do your own show. I think you edit that. You probably get 25 takes. A little bit different doing a live show like we do. But hey, we all stumble over words. We're all human. We're not professionals. This is something we all do for fun and a hobby and whatever else. So it's relaxed up here. You're doing a great job as always. But now as I look back here, Kevin Roy starting to slide around there, Todd. 77 not only lost fifth to San Diego, but he may lose a spot to Brett Carter as yellow flag number 11 coming out now on lap number 109. We'll let Todd go down there and show off a BladeNote.com full velocity instant replay when he is ready. But Brendan, I will ask you, a yellow flag but now under 10 laps to go. If you're a guy out front like Keith McLean, you were out there racing here tonight. Tires or no tires? Does he come in and even risk losing track position after all?
Ooh, that's tough. If he doesn't, then they all do. Then they're gonna have the fresher tires. They're gonna have that more, the speed to get past him. But if he does go in, he's gonna have to take two for that track position. It's gonna have to be a flawless stop, and it looks like he is gonna pit right now. It looks like maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like they're all heading in. So yeah, either two tires and get out of there for track position.
I'm curious. They're all down to the apron here. I'm thinking somebody may pull a fake on someone off turn number 4. We're going to see if they all really stay committed and believe that cone. They are. They're all going to come in up front in the top 3. We'll see who the first car is that may stay out here on the racetrack. But of all of our top 3, our top 5, all electing to come down pit road. I am absolutely stunned. I think that shows what tire wear is here tonight. And Charlotte, even a 10-lap run. You want fresh goodies. You know who else has a lot of goodies? That's our buddy, Mr. Stanton, down there. He's going to BladeNote.com. Full Velocity Racing Network Instant Replay.
Yeah, an instant replay, and guess who it is? The Harley-Davidson number 6, Rich Napick. I think he's paying. I think he's paying for what he had to say, Phil. I really do. He hates a driver that you like, and I think the black cloud has just come over the number 6 machine, and he just barely touches the grass down here in the front straightaway, and it's going to send him around. He's trying to stay away from the 9 of Jeff Fugate because Fugate's crippled. I'm going to say the whole back end missing off that car. He goes for a spinaroonie all by his selfie, and he's taking selfies here tonight. Oh, man, the Snuggles car going by. I thought they were going to snuggle just a tad bit. I like Roger's car. I'm hitting on that Snuggles. I kind of like that.
It's a cool-looking car, but unfortunately it looks like Rich Napick's night in the 6 car. Looks like a little bit of damage there behind the wheel well, so that car going to be done for the night. Rich Napick, a guy who traditionally here is really one of the top runners over here, Hobo. It's tough to see Rich. He's had a really, really off night for him here, Brendan, and Charlotte can do that. It's a tough, tricky little racetrack, as we all know.
Oh, yeah, and I'm looking at the order here. For Keith here, he took 4 and he lost a bunch of spots, but I think he has a really good car to get back up there.
I am waiting for timing and scoring to kind of reset itself too, because I want to see how many spots he did lose there at the line. So we come off turn number 4, pace car going to hit the line. I believe light's going to go off on the pace car this time by, I believe. No, they're going to start at least one more lap. So I believe we got Bob Gibson scored the race leader, Harry Cody in. Maverick, they're running in 3rd. We know Maverick is on pit road. Harry was definitely in. Brett Carter, Caleb Lingle, those guys are all in. I'm assuming those guys probably elected for 2 tires. I'm not sure Bob Gibson's 46 maybe even stopped at all. So we got some different strategy. We do know Keith McLean's got 4 tires on it. He'll restart 6th at least. That's a good fast car. Tires are a big premium here tonight. Do you think 2 tires even has a chance here, Brendan?
Well, if for track position and you had a strong car like Keith, I would say yeah. But some other gentlemen and drivers out there, maybe not so much. You would want 4.
You say gentlemen, and I think we use that term loosely up here in this booth because it's Todd and myself. Now you join us. Between the 3 of us, I'm not sure. The gang over here at Hobo that we know and love. I guess we could call some of them definitely gentlemen. You got guys like Danny Hardy out here. Yes, that's gentlemen, of course. But the rest of the cast of characters. You got Steve and Danny out there. Fugate, Napic, all those guys. We love them all to death. But man, we are all one rowdy group over here. I guess it's the best way. We know Hobo stands for Hoboken, New Jersey, but I think we're a couple of hobos up here in the booth. So, hey, we'll take it there. But off of turn number 4, looks like we have let's see. Hopefully, pace car lights go off at lap number 113. Set up maybe a 6 or 7 lap settle it here, as I think Keela Jewell is going to get his car back to the lead lap. Not sure he's going to have a chance, but he definitely comes down, gets to wave around, as well as Roger Devilsick. So he's going to get back to the lead lap as well. So Roger out there still running 27 to 11 laps down. He might want to snuggle, but he's going to give it the best he can do, because even 11 laps down, that snuggle car still out there making laps. Maybe he wants to do snuggle partner.
I can tell you right now that Roger is going crazy because of the Blues just winning against the Bruins.
Oh, well, that doesn't make this guy too thrilled, but...
Another thing that'll make you thrilled tonight, Phil.
Now, the Bruins lost game 1. I'm in the Northeast. I know Roger's a St. Louis Blues guy. I guess advantage Roger here tonight. So I guess he gets one on me for all the grief we're giving him tonight. We give Roger Devilsick the business. We love that guy. We love all these guys here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. The good news is we're going to stop being dummies, and we're going to start talking about race cars going round and round, because thankfully the iRacing flag
what sim are you in?
Speedway, as the Full Velocity TV pace car is making its way in. Bob Gibson going to lead the field, 2 green this time, and he's got some hungry and very fast cars behind. Harry Codian, Maverick, Brett Carter, Caleb Lingle, top 5. Todd, green flag back in the air. Save this sinking ship I'm on.
Green flag back up in the ship. Next thing you're going to hear Phil say is we're at the dirt track in Charlotte. That's what you're going to hear him say, is Harry Codian takes the lead and wrestles out of the way. Doesn't take him very long to get around the 46 of Bob Gibson, as Gibson has a lot of damage on the right side of his car. Here comes the 23 of John Deere Machine Maverick down to the bottom side by side. Moves into second. 6 of Brett Carter moves up into third. But I tell you what, the 28 machine of Keith McLean. Oh, contact made! Wow! Contact being made with the 46 machine there. And I don't know, coming down the pit road there, Phil, might have been a bad decision here if you didn't take 2 tires, because that's been shooken up there just a tad bit. But a lot of contact being made. Cars down to the grass. And the 46 was hugging that wall out front there, hugging that wall as he made some love to the wall on the front straightaway and got stalked.
Yeah, and yellow flag out on the speedway, but they are racing back to the line because we are under 10 laps to go. And Harry Codian to win the race back to the line on 116 laps on the board. So we're going to hope this one, restarts itself, as we're getting really late here in the night. 160 to 120 laps in the book. Unlucky yellow flag number 13 of the evening. And Todd, you had a lot to show off over there. Carnage and mayhem and cars around. Bob Gibson involved. Matt Stearns of the 04 involved. A wild ride off of turn number 4. Why don't you go back and take us through it? BladeNote.com. Full Velocity is the replay.
So we're going to sit here, Phil, and we're going to look. Bob Gibson doing the gentleman thing. He's moving up the track, letting Maverick by, letting the other drivers by. He knows you're a little bit slower. He tried to gamble, maybe for a quick yellow flag. He didn't expect to be a portion of the yellow flag probably in that speed line number 46 machine, as he's up against the wall. And I tell you, I don't think the number 9 seen him. Jeff Fugate just clips him there on the front straightaway. And, man, that sends Fugate around in a knot there. Collecting the 04, the 21 of Steve Robino. I mean, these guys just coming through here. We're just trying to keep up with all the contact that's being made. Look at the 04 upside down, tumbling down the front straightaway. At least he lands back on all 4s. No turtle here this evening. So we keep that perfect attendance going. Danny Rubino involved in this one too. Unfortunately for the 44 machine, he's able to get out of there with a lot less damage than some of these other cars there, Phil.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a lot of them tore up out there, and on lap 117, around behind the Full Velocity TV Chevrolet Corvette. I'm going to give a shout-out out there. I've got one shout to make, and it's to my buddy, Mr. Andy Margot. Andy, you know why I'm giving you a shout, because I can count on you every night to send me something to distract me during the broadcast. He lives up to it again here tonight. Andy Margot, you're the man. We love you, brother, here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Brendan, I am hoping to everything if we get back to a green flag race, because I love seeing a finish like this for a one-lap shootout. That would be a lot of fun. That'd be no better way to settle this one here tonight.
Yeah, it'd be really cool to see a one-lap shootout. And with Harry leading, this is exactly what I was talking about with track position. He actually took 2 tires. But we see what you can do with 4, because Keith's right there in 3rd. I mean, it's really cool to see how this is going to play out. I hope it goes back to green.
Yeah, I do too, because I hate seeing these long yellow flags that may stretch out the field here. I think one car still out there, laps down, parading on the racetrack, Roger Nebelsick, so that's probably going to at least be one more lap of caution, I would got to assume. So hopefully here next time by, the lights will go out as we got Harry Cody in leading. Harry may be a guy who may not want to see the lights go out because he's got the race lead. Is the lead the place to be tonight here in Charlotte?
Well, it's anyone's game, anyone's race, actually. So, I don't know. They get pretty aggressive when it's the last laps.
Absolutely right. So hopefully we'll get a restart here. Hopefully see one to go next time by. So my chat been just going nuts over here through my Facebook side of things. So trying to keep up on all of that. See, Martin Karch just checked in with us, so good to see he's still out there watching as well. So hopefully this time, as we're down the back straight, when we get a restart here, we'll hopefully see lights go out, because next time around we're going to put lap 119 on the board. So we're going to have to see the lights go out here. Unfortunately, this one here may end under the yellow flag. And Todd, we have seen a lot of races here recently on the network. A couple of them that were really good here that was slowed under the caution late to see them end behind the pace car. We don't want to do that when we come back to Hobo Racing out of 2003. We want to see green flag runs here. We want to see green flag racing to the end. Let's pray and hope. Todd, can you send the note up there to the starter? Turn the lights off, please.
Well, we're about ready to see that one, Phil. This is going to be the see what's going to happen here with the lights on top of the pace car. That full velocity pace car is Harry Codian right now, right there directly behind the pace car, giving it a bump, giving it a rub there, hoping that the yellow flag stay on is what he's thinking. As we cross that start finish line, lights will be extinguished. We will finish this one under green flag conditions. So, Phil, it looks like we're going to get green and then checkered finish here. I have the current top 10 on the right-hand side of the screen. That's how they run right now. Just remember that image. That is where they're at right now. At the end of this one, we're going to post that back up, and you can see where your favorite driver finishes.
Absolutely right. Harry Codian, Maverick, Keith McLean, H.P. Hardy, Brett Carter, Danny Hardy, Jason San Diego, Caleb Lingle, Randy Smith, Kevin Roy going to be our standing top 10. A one-lap shootout to settle it. Brendan, I have to ask you, do you want to be Harry right now? Maybe Maverick, Keith McLean, or even take the field behind? If you had to be one of those guys out there right now, which car would you wish to be in?
The 28 car.
I think that's a heck of a pick. I really do, and I think it's because he's got the fresher tires. He's really quick. I know Todd picked him on a prediction portion of the race. I picked the 30 car. I stayed away from Harry Codian because every time I pick our friend Harry, something happens to that car late and almost gets tore up. So I didn't want to put the jinx on there tonight, but 13 yellow flags here tonight. Maybe the 13th the charm here for car number 13 as he is going to lead the field off of turn number 4. The Chevrolet Corvette full velocity TV painted up scheme going to pull its way off the racetrack, and now the starter going to look over the field. He sees that red and black number 13 Chevrolet hovering till the start-finish line, waiting to put that green flag in the air. iRacing, I flag, green flag up in the air. Harry spun his tires. Oh, no.
His tires, yep.
Man, spun his tires. Going to stack him up behind. We stayed green. Harry Codian's bid for the win may have gone up in smoke because Todd, we're side by side for the race lead down the backstretch.
Side by side. Look at H.P. Hardy to the outside. Maverick now. Oh, contact. Maverick around. Hardy involved. The 66 through the air. Keith McLean through 3 and 4. Going to come through the carnage and pick up the victory over turn number 4 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. The Haviland, number 28, Keith McLean taking down the victory. Lots of things happening towards the end of that one. Wow, what a racing race to finish this one. Woo! Woo!
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you go back and give that one a look here before our post-race show commences there. But Keith McLean winning a one-lap shootout from third to first. H.B. Hardy comes up to finish second. Harry Codian, even after all the hijinks there, spinning his tires, misses the carnage in the last lap off of 4. He'll finish up third. Caleb Lingle fourth. Randy Smith survives for a top 5 finish. Mike Halverson going to finish up 6th. Kevin Roy 7th. Steve Grant 8th. Brian Voiles 9th. Grayson 16th in the top 10. And Richard Fanko, car number 2. He's going to get a very good, solid top 10 run, but a wild one-lap finish it, Todd. All started at the 13th, spinning his tires, and then mayhem down the backstretch. The 23 and the 30 come together. That set off a wild, wild ride down there.
Yeah, definitely going to go get a look at that one as Keith McLean going down through the grass. But I tell you, the number 30 of H.B. Hardy was a man on a mission on the outside of that speedway. I think Maverick just wanted to block him there. And I didn't realize, I don't think he realized he was already up to about the driver's side door of that machine. And that was a tough break there for H.B. Hardy and Maverick, for that matter. I think H.B. going to finish up in that second spot, though, Phil, in the iBuy Power car. But I think he really realistically had a shot for the win in that one. Maverick does come up the track just a tad bit, making contact there. And H.B. able to hold on, as we're going to show you real quick what went on here on the screen. Is you see the Maverick trying to throw a block, maybe even to rub with him to try to kill that momentum. Maverick just goes a little bit too high, and right there he is, the 30 of H.B. Hardy, the 66 up through the air, the 03 spinning around. I mean, there was a lot of carnage over there, but the 30 does prevail and come through. H.B. Hardy going to finish up in that second spot, but I do believe he had a shot there to try to take that win away from Keith McLean, but we'll never know. Things happen there, I think, like I said, Maverick trying to race for position. It's hard. It's hot and heavy for that position. Maverick went up to try to block him and block his run, kill his momentum, because Maverick wanted to finish second too. I mean, he wanted a shot to win. Would you have done the same thing if you were in his place? We'll let you guys make that call.
I totally would have. I would have did the best I could possibly do, but it stinks to tear up some race cars there late. But, hey, that'll do it here. Keith McLean going to pick up the victory over H.B. Hardy. And my guest now on the post-race show here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network will be car number 13, old friend Harry Codian. Harry, tell us about that last restart, man. You spin your tires there, I'm going to assume, in first gear with the start, and somehow, some way miss all the carnage in front and still get a top 3 run. What a wild last lap that was.
Yeah, that was crazy. I really had no business being up there. I was, maybe a top 10 car. I had problems tonight in pits. A couple times they only changed rights. That last 2 times, they didn't change my tires. So I went in to get 4, and I did the lap the time before, and about the time I got tires, I was all the way in the rear. So I wasn't going to do it again. I just drove out, and I was just a sit and duck there. And luckily got through.
Yeah, I got to ask, because it looked like tonight tires played a big premium here tonight, as they seem to always typically do here in Charlotte. You said you had the issues on pit road. That probably had to kill a lot of the run of your race car, because even the guys up front who, purposely took 2, they really suffered right away. 4 tires seemed to really be the money spot to be in tonight.
Yeah, for sure. If it went green, the 23, he was going to get me for sure. And of course, the 28, he's always super fast here. I think the 73 was really fast tonight too. I'm not sure what happened with him. It's just one of those things, got lucky and got a top 3.
Hey, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, Harry, but we know you're certainly a very solid driver in your own right. You've done this a long time, very successfully. But here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network, live via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV, Harry Codian, old friend, I give you the mic one more time. Thank you. We'd like to thank you out here tonight.
Well, yeah, we want to thank, Steve and Dan there for letting us race and doing all they do. A great league to be in. Want to thank Brian Voiles for, sponsoring, and I think we're going to be running just about all the races here with you guys. So definitely shout out to him. And then, of course, you guys always do a great job. Looking forward to watching the replay tonight and having a cold beer.
I like it. It's a good idea. A better way to spend the evening there watching the good race back. Harry Cody, and ladies and gentlemen, Carver 13 will finish up third tonight here in Charlotte. Oh, it was a great conversation with him. Really fine gentleman we've known for a long time. So we'll let him get back to his team, and we'll walk a little further down here and talk to another guy. It's been a while since we've talked to. Car number 30, HB Hardy. HB, I got to ask you, man, that last lap from there, that one-lap shootout, you restarted fourth, and you had a really good picture of the view out the front, and then all of a sudden the 23 comes back across your nose. I'm not even sure he knew you were there at that point. Tell us about that run on the back chute there, that last lap.
Yeah, I went low in the one when Maverick and Keith were side by side because I thought the bottom side was going to have a better run. And when Keith got by him, I went to the high line, and he just came up and was trying to get some side draft, and he thought he was clear, is what he told me, and he was sorry. So it's just a mistake, you know. It was fun, just last lap, good hard racing.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes racing just kind of happens at these places in those last lap wrecks. So everybody digging for that one piece of real estate, one lap to the checkered flag. It's going to happen. But hey, a good solid run tonight out of that iBuy Power number 30 car for you from 31st all the way through the field to finish up second. How do you do it, man? There was a lot of carnage out there all night long, and somehow your car may be coming out of here the cleanest of all just up until that last lap.
Yeah, I try to start normally towards the back if I know I can't qualify top 5. So starting towards the back for the first half of the race is just surviving, trying to keep my car clean, moving up a position, your position there. So at the end I'm up there. Because if you're middle of the pack to start off with, you can get caught up in a wreck. You're basically done. So I'd rather be overly cautious and risk finishing top 5 than trying to push it and get wrecked out within the first 10 laps.
That is just a wise thought right there, and I'm sure that has to come down from Dad, of course, Dan Hardy, a guy who's been a legend of this community for a long time, but has won so many races. It is so cool to go out there and watch you two guys racing together again. That always is going to be fun. Not to go out there racing your dad, but a guy who has been so successful in this community for so long. HB, that's going to be a great asset to you.
Yep, he and I have been running together since I started back in 08, and he took a long break because of some with his accident years ago, and he wasn't sure if he had the hand-eye coordination to get back into it and to be as good as he was. But through some coercing and pushing him, I think about a year and a half ago, we got back running over with some good friends somewhere, and we ended up, he ended up enjoying it, and he kind of does it for rehab now to work on his hand-eye coordination. So even if I finish dead last, being able to run to door with him, one lap makes it all worth it to me.
Absolutely right, and it's so good to see him back out there racing again. Glad he's having a great time with it. But HB, as always, my friend, it is so good to talk to you. We're live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. We're live on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. I'm going to give you the mic one more time. Anybody else that you want to say hello to or thank? Friends, family, and sponsors, my friend. The floor is all yours. Take it away.
Yep. Thank you to PPR2's good friend, Miss Jessica out there. Thank you for watching and supporting as you always do. Thank you to PPR2 guys. They practiced, Julian and Keith, and we could get in their practice session the other night. Matt too practiced for a while to kind of work out some kinks, and we kind of share sets and kind of share stuff around. If the one wins, the team wins. So we're really happy about that.
Absolutely right. And that's another win for PPR2 here tonight, folks. HB Hardy going to finish up second. Great one for car number 30. Always great to talk to HB or even Dad Dan. Those guys, two really fine dudes, and love talking to those guys when we can. But we're going to go down to Victory Lane now. We find Todd Stanton down there. And for, we have done this a little while at Victory Lane, but Keith McLean going to find Victory Lane here tonight in Charlotte, Todd. Your pick to win. He pulls into Victory Lane. Take it away down there.
As the dust settles and the smoke clears, the 28 of Keith McLean comes through all that to take down the victory here this evening. And Keith, man, if I was a bet man, I should have put money on this with Phil. Maybe I could have won some of his moldy money that he has. He seems to have a lot of it. Picking up the victory here tonight, I got to pick you. What a race for you in that 28 machine there towards the end of it. One lap challenge there, and you were able to come out of that one. Tell us what your thoughts were going through your mind as that was going on. We know you took 4 tires, and that last restart had to be critical for you.
Yeah, the last restart was everything, Harry. Spun the tires, and Mav went to the left, and the seas parted, and Moses came through the middle. Went down into turn 1, never lifted. started to come off turn 2 and just about lost it, burped a little bit, and once I cleared Mav, I knew it was over, and then I heard the carnage behind me.
Yeah, a lot of carnage happening behind you as Maverick and HB Hardy. Hardy was right there, probably just as fast as you were all evening long. And Hardy was way up top trying to make something happen up there. And then Maverick tried to block him there to try to keep position. But it was a great race, all to say. Yeah, there was a few yellow flags, but you've seen a lot of different things. Now, when you were working your way up through here tonight, Keith, we were accustomed to you seeing it up front all evening long, but you weren't kind of that way here tonight. We watched you work the middle portion and then come back up through the field as the yellows were flying through and doing different things as you were seeing carnage happen. How difficult was it tonight to relay the message, get up through that field, I should say, with some of these drivers?
Well, every time I'd get up front, they kept wrecking and kept wrecking. I kept drinking these bush ice, so every now and then I had to go to the potty. You know what I mean?
I knew there was something up with that, and I remember we talking about this one time. So, how many bush ice did you have tonight?
I'm on number 7.
Okay, number 7. Well, that's
Wow,
a low. That's a low count for you. Wow, woof.
Yeah, I'm good to normally about number 9 or 10. When I get to number 10, we in trouble.
Oh, Keith McLean down here at Victory Lane. But we're going to give you the microphone, Keith. You can thank whoever you'd like to thank here tonight. And, hopefully we'll see you down here. More to come here for Hobo Racing. I tell you, we got the chase here on Full Velocity Racing Network. I cannot wait to keep broadcasting these you guys out here. It's you guys put on a great show.
Yeah, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Brian Bowles, who has stepped up to the plate. Brian Bowles Trucking and sponsoring all these races for us. It's unbelievable. What a great guy. And give a shout out to Steve and Dan Rubino. They run a great league. If y'all guys hadn't checked it out, it's a really good league. I mean, you're going to have cautions at original lows with 35 plus drivers. I don't care what league you're in. But it's a good league. Shout out to my teammate, HB Hezzy, with a good second place run. Last week, PPR 2 swept the first 4 spots, so we're running good. And one last shout out to my girl, Jessica. KJ's girl. But I hope she was watching again as I brought home the victory.
Well, let me butt in here for a minute, Todd. Let me butt in.
I'll let you butt in.
You got the bush ice down in Victory Lane. I have to tell you, make sure you do not bring that stuff next time Todd's around in Victory Lane, because that guy will steal all the beer. You don't want Todd stealing all the beer.
Oh, stop it now. Stop it now. Beer's good.
Todd, we got plenty, son.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Man.
I'm going. Bye-bye, Phil.
All right, well, that'll do it.
I really am.
LaneNo.com, Victory Lane. Todd and Keith are going to stay down there and probably Keith's 6 or 7 in. Todd's got some catching up to do. We'll let Keith go down there, of course, and Todd will let the party go on with him. So that'll about do it here for tonight, here for Los Angeles Live on the Full Velocity Racing Network, as I am trying to keep myself together. Brendan, see, even us pros can't talk once in a while.
It's all right. You know, we live and learn. And Todd, can you please throw me one of those beers while you're at it?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I always have something in the refrigerator. Phil knows that. Phil knows that.
I know this all too well, but it's always good to have our buddy Brendan Spadafora joining us. Brendan, thanks for chiming in today for a little bit, and you'll finish one of these things soon, son. I promise you will.
Podium. We want to see podium.
I would love that, and hopefully I'll have my A game next time you all bring me up here. I do enjoy this very, very much. I'm very grateful.
We have a great time, and you're aboard. Our buddy Brendan Spadafora here joining us in the booth here. But that's going to do it for tonight for Hobo Racing, Voiles Trucking Cup Series action, live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Thank our sponsors once again. Of course, none of this possible here in NR 2003 without our friend Brian and Kathy Voiles of Voiles Trucking. Checked it out today over on Facebook. Also going to say thank you to Tyler Blankenship over at Hanover Record Service, Jeff Brown over at iRacing iFlag for all he does for us, Sam and Vlad over at BladeNo.com, Scott Bargloff from South Texas Speedway, Jake Keel and the gang over at Montstar Productions. Full Throttle with the Gent, my brother here, Brendan, his great show. Thanks for all his support he gives to us. Also, leagues like TDR Racing League, Hard Motorsports, and also guys like Jason Salter over at Trash Panda Graphics, Jim Revis over at Evil One Graphics, both doing some awesome wraps over in the iRacing stables. Got to thank all of our great sponsors, all our contributors, everybody that makes this all go around for us, the fans, everybody. So on behalf of our buddy Todd Stanton, Jack Chu, and Ron Piles, Martin Karch, the entire group here at the Full Velocity Racing Network, we say goodnight. We'll see you back here live tomorrow night. We go back to Dirt Warrior Racing. It is Wednesday night. Hump Day already. Wednesday night Street Fights return tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll see you then live on your source for esports racing.
Good night.
Say good night, Todd. Have a beer.